And welcome to a stream that is definitely not only about cat emojis. We're just really obsessed. Also, we say things before we go live that shouldn't be in our web captioners. It's the final episode, and we're not making like your countdown jokes, but I'm both sad and excited. We don't have like our regular episode. We're not just it's not kind of God damn it. I tried not to go there. No. We're not using our regular format of roleplay and bullshit. It's just gonna be mostly bullshit. We're gonna first we're gonna go around and let people briefly introduce themselves and their characters, and then we're gonna do scenes and montages, and I keep wanting to say eulogies, but I should say epilogues.
We talked about this.
I know, it's so hard. And some people have already submitted questions.
Some people have already submitted.
Some people have also already submitted. Also, people have submitted questions for our wonderful cast. And we'll take questions from chat as well. And if I'm feeling particularly benevolent, I'll answer questions that my players may still have about the world they've been playing in. But for now, brief introductions, because honestly, it doesn't matter anymore. We're done in 3 hours. I'm salty that this is ending. It's fine. Remind me, who was doing a recap to the theme of Darkwing Duck? Was it a duet between LD and Graham?
Oh gosh, okay.
Okay, just Graham. Okay, we'll do the intros first, and then you can like mentally prepare for Darkwing Duck.
Okay.
Sorry, DuckTales.
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 The superior show.
DuckTales.
Pretty sure you
Oh
can't mentally
no,
prepare for
don't.
that.
It's not. No, not superior. Anywho, let's start with Wild, and then we'll go back around and end up with DuckTales.
Yes, okay. Hello. I'm Wild, at Wild Engineer on Twitch and Twitter. And I am playing Welby, the halfling warlock who eats everything and has absolutely no adverse outcomes from it at all.
Nothing ever goes wrong for you.
Never.
So far.
Hi, I'm Solver. I'm playing Kai, who honestly things are going pretty well since that unfortunate incident where Kai probably ate Sam.
He got better.
It's fine.
Lady Dame.
Hi, I'm Lady Dame. I play Pris, the bard who loves at librarian. Really, she's mostly a librarian who occasionally sings. And she's just discovered there's a whole world of bigger libraries out there. It's very exciting.
You even got calligraphy to help you out.
I do. I have a pet named Calligraphy. She's wonderful.
Graham, are you?
Hi everyone, I'm Graham or Gramander. I play Samander, the cleric, half-elf cleric of Amonthir. The sweet good boy. But without further ado, man, I wish I could play the music, but we'll get hit with the DCMA. So, uncaged like a hurricane here on Wednesdays. Kai, Welby, Pris, and Sam, they are Wallaho. They solved one mystery, not proficient in history. Uncaged, woohoo! Every Wednesday out here questing, uncaged. Woo! Tales of daring, kind of like adventurers, unfazed. Woo! There we go. You're welcome,
Beautiful.
everyone.
Thank you. The delay in the woohoo was especially amazing. I appreciate that. Hello, my name is Anik. You can find me on Twitter at Anikster, and I've been herding these cats for a while now. Sadly, despite all the things I still had planned for them, we are ending today. Last episode, they finally helped a half-hag deal with her mommy issues with her hag mom, night hag mom. Some allusions to her frost giant dad and the installment of an extra eye in the bar The Night Errors. Some of you chose things for the group, namely gems for spell components as your reward. Welby took a job as Dreamer. And some people rolled on the random magical item table. And got some, I think you both got consumables, right? You both got spell scrolls.
I got a level 8 spell scroll.
I got a potion of flying.
Right, a potion, miss. Sorry.
I learned clone.
Pris can
If I
fly.
could cast spells.
I will point out you can't actually read your own scroll at the moment. Since it's not on your spell list. But I wanted to take this in like small time hop, medium time hop, far-flung future, which for some of you might end up with a eulogy because you're not all playing long-lived races. So looking at the short term, after handing in these eyes, because you were sent out to get one eye and you returned with two, so technically double success. After handing in these eyes, say a week later, where would we find you?
I think I'm still in the same bar.
Oh, that is a good point. Extra addition to the recap. Sam found Beatrice again, who they met in a previous town much earlier, who had been promoted to Whitecap, ended up absolutely hating it and putting in for a transfer back home. I was going to celebrate her last night in, I said Whitecap, that's Riatama, Wavecrest, who was going to celebrate her last evening in Wavecrest by going to a few bars with Sam. However, they were in a bar run by 50% devils and 50% angels. And this bar moves to a different dimension and or plane and or location and or time every day at noon. Several checks were failed, and Sam was still in this bar when it jumped. So I mean, yes, you might have poked your head out of the door a few times and gone, yeah, that's the elemental plane of fire, and just sort of closed the door again and went back to whatever you and Beatrice are doing. So tell me, what are you and Beatrice doing?
So a whole lot of heart to heart. I think, there's food, there's drinks. I think that Sam gets to know some of the angels and devils that work the bar.
Mm-hmm.
Over the course of however long it takes.
Let me roll for that, actually. I have a table for this. Of course. I love random tables, and I use them for everything. All right, so it takes you 7 weeks and 1 day before you hop back to Wavecrest. You're not at the same location in Wavecrest, but like Wavecrest adjacent.
Is it 7 weeks out of time, so I'm arriving at around the same time that we left, or is it 7 weeks separated, like 7 weeks later on the material plane? Would be my question.
7 weeks later on the material plane. It doesn't feel that long inside the bar, actually.
Okay. Well, I don't know where my companions would be at that point, so.
Maybe they'll tell us in a second.
Sam mysteriously vanishes and is gone.
I mean, they did know you were going on a pub crawl. They have been warned about Wavecrest's pubs. But yeah, the angels and demons and devils, most of them, like there's this huge interdimensional war because good and evil, and they're supposed to hate each other. And these are the devils and the demons, and the angels, they're just like, but why? Like, why can't I just have a pint with this completely opposite being and chill? So all in all, like you've been here for a pretty long time. There have been no bar fights unless people were like, I really want to punch someone. Is someone up for a battle? And then you get a nice little marked off fighting pit in the middle with rules and everything. Beatrice enters the fighting pit twice. Again, double fisting steins, being a paladin of revelry.
I think Sam will just heal people after the fights.
That's much appreciated. Also, 1 or 2 people might need like a lesser resto to deal with hangover adjacent problems.
Oh yeah, I'll have that prepped. I've got my wonderful bar spells prepared, like God, what is it? Protection from poison. So people.
Good one. Yeah. Sometimes the kitchen gets a little optimistic.
I have create, destroy water.
Yep.
Yeah, I have tongues, so I can speak with drunk people when they get like too drunk and you can't understand them.
I mean, it's a form of tongues. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I tell you, back when I am hanging on my head.
I
Also-
totally understand.
Exactly. So that takes quite a while. What's the rest of you up to for now?
I know at this point, well, Pris would advocate waiting for Sam to come back, but depending on how long it takes, as we've established, at some point I think she'd get the itch to move on to and help with whatever Kai wants to do. If while she's waiting, I know she'd start researching ways to she's been interested in helping Welby get out of this pact with Blue Tongue, and so she would start researching like the different planes, the different fairy courts, the different fae courts, whatever. But I think ultimately she would want, I don't know how long she would wait. It would depend on how quickly any of the others wanted to move on, if they wanted to move on. But I think eventually that she'd like to go back out on the road.
I think the one with the, and I hesitate to use this word, deadline, would be Kai.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there is only so many days before another full moon.
That is true, and the thing is, Sam just disappeared without a word.
Mm-hmm.
We know Sam can send over incredibly long distances.
It's true.
Has there been a message from Sam?
Yeah, maybe like 2.
Oh, okay, so
It's like, I'm in a bar, plane hopping. Right now, we're outside of the plane of water. Kicking it with devils and demons and Beatrice. Don't worry, I'm safe.
Okay, I think we can move on then.
just one night there was just this loud "what" from one of the rooms.
Because Kai's definitely the one getting the messages.
I don't know, but I believe that. I mean, well, we probably would just take it. Yeah, that makes sense. But then again, I'm not Welby, so I don't know.
Well, when he comes back, when he's done plane hopping, we'll be here. He knows how to get in touch with us, really.
It's true. Well, I do have a deadline.
Okay.
So I'll probably wait till the thing is completed. I mean, I got Roan stuff, silver. I presume I can just acquire in the shop.
The silver, yes. The spellcaster was going to be the next tricky thing.
Oh, she wasn't going to be the spellcaster?
No, she's not high enough level. Or the right class.
I mean, yeah, then so probably we just have a repeat of Kai going to Pris, like, Pris, I have to interact with people again. I need your help. I mean, the town has enough magic fuckery going on, so Kai would probably just... I mean, probably... I mean, the Temple of the Wild Mother is there, and, she seems grand. So that would probably be the first one Kai would want Pris to ask on their behalf. So yeah, probably just going around asking people, hey, I need a spellcast. I can pay you if you want to. Please help me.
So there is a small hiccup when you're being taken to the side about harassment and loitering.
I mean, he had it coming, really.
But especially if Pris is around, her bardic everything, and just her personality, because she's just so sweet. Helps
Who can
you
say
out.
no to this face?
Exactly. She helps you out, and druids can cast its spell. You need someone who can cast 5th level spells. So there is a price for this, but I'm sure you made enough money after your previous encounter. Otherwise, you can always sell one of your non-cursed magical items for the spellcasting service.
We have those.
A Pris would also, I think, in the meantime, start working on her performances again to try and earn a little extra cash, singing in bars and stuff.
Oh god. Approved bars on the list or random bars?
Approved bars on the list.
Approved bars only.
Yes.
Okay. Roll me a D100.
Okay. Ooh, dice roll. Hi.
Could Kai act like as a bodyguard or just kind of standing
Yep.
close
You
to
can
Pris,
stand
being
in a corner and look menacing at people who dare approach Pris.
I like doing that. That's a good thing to do.
I mean, it seems very in character,
50.
so I barely approve.
It is
15
bitchy,
or
yes.
50?
50.
50. Let's have a look. Okay. So you find a bar that is looking for more performers, and you're welcome 3 nights of the week. Chat wants you to hold your pet up a little more because Parker needs to be more showcased. There he is. Look at that chunk. Hello, Parker. Oh, he's so
God,
big.
he's a
Oh my
giant
god.
cat again.
He's huge.
Oh, I love him.
I love Parker.
Good morning.
He's
I
a
actually have
bird.
my own gravitational field.
I know, right? Like, Pluto might not be a planet, but they're still out of
That
Parker.
thing.
Yeah.
Scientists are unsure.
Can I also get a perception check from Kai, please?
Oh god, I was not prepared for this. Can I guidance myself?
Mm-hmm.
There.
I'd assume that is
me-
something you would do while you're bodyguarding.
I have literally nothing else to do but stare at people.
Yeah, that's fair.
So that is a whopping 14.
A whopping 14. Well, that is a
Honestly-
6. So
Honestly, Pris probably could take care of herself better than Kai could.
you're helping.
I'm helping.
Capable.
So Pris has been invited to perform at this tavern several nights a week. You've heard of this one before. I think you even might have visited the spot of this attachment, the Tipsy Pixie. Oh, no, you didn't want to go in because it was about pixies.
Right.
So, but you've been invited to perform at the Tipsy Pixie.
Perfect.
And Kai, as your bodyguarding, the only thing that is remarkable about this tavern is that there seems to be an unnatural amount of twins and triplets. And then you remember that there was a weird rumor about this being the favorite tavern for doppelgangers.
That's creepy. Can
Sorry.
they just change their bodies?
Yes.
Kai's fascinated and creeped out. But mostly creeped out.
I will say around the fourth performance, you suddenly see another Pris at a table drinking with another you.
It's strange.
It's fine. This is fine.
Okay. But you can make some extra cash doing this. I mean, Pris would also notice while she's singing that the crowd occasionally looks to be like, there was a few hiccups with like a clone tool. But, you know, maybe they really do have an unnatural amount of twins and triplets here.
This is just their hangout spot.
Who knows? You know, who knows?
Do you have a brother or a sister? This is the spot for you.
Exactly.
It's like the
Do
most
you wish
generic
you
generic
did have a
advertisement.
brother or sister? Because I never had one, really. I was always my own single child, really.
Same.
You can hire a
Fine.
twin here.
What the fuck?
Interesting.
Do they offer services like
No,
I don't know, pretending that you're you staying at home while in truth you're doing something else, or talking
yes,
to people you
depending
didn't
on
like.
the home situation, there might be steep prices, but there are ones like either pretend you're you at home, but that's like a really steep price because the chance of getting caught are pretty big. But like pretending you're attending an event you don't want to go to, always an option. Being the one to do like the dumping of a relationship that's ending. Like they'll callously tell someone it's over.
That
They're
sounds
not emotional.
very lucrative.
Yeah, they're not emotionally invested. They will say it straight to
I
face.
need
It's
to
you,
know
not
this.
me. We're done.
I need to know if this is your own relationship or somebody else's.
It depends on how much you're paying.
I'm intrigued. Like, not Kai, but I am intrigued.
I'm not gonna lie.
Kai doesn't give a shit.
This bar and these services are in a campaign I'm running, and my players haven't caught on yet. And some of them have already been accused of stuff they swear they didn't do, and it's just so much fun.
I am so going to steal that.
So yeah, there's there's a drinks menu and there is a doppelganger menu.
We can't afford to hire a doppelganger. I don't know why we would need one at this moment in time. And we can't afford one anyway because we're trying to raise money to pay a spellcaster. But
also, they're creepy.
It's a little strange, not going to lie. But, I can see how that would be very useful and very lucrative to have that skill, for sure.
I mean, yeah, that would be amazing.
Right? I can think of a lot of people who would want to pay for somebody else to look like them to do things that they don't want to do.
That's not what I meant, but also that, yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of want to know what Welby's up to right now, though.
I sure do, too.
I mean, we've already
The
established
looming threat.
Wavecrest is still standing, so at least the scope of whatever he's up to is limited.
We know the
Yeah.
tavern is still standing.
Well, while waiting to join Kai and Pris to finish Kai's quest, Welby's going to use the funds from being a dreamer to go on a food tour of the city. And if he happens to run out of listed restaurants, he's going to try and find some unlisted ones. So.
Oh, we're looking for unlisted ones. Can you roll me a D100, please?
Oh, sure. I lost one of my D100s. Wait, I'll roll this
I'm
one.
just waiting for the other shoe to drop of you lose all your memory again.
Again, somewhere in Wavecrest alone.
There's no D100s in there.
We have a hydrate, my darling players.
Oh no. Oh, here we go. 77.
77.
It's either really good luck or really bad luck, depending on the culture.
Yeah. Sure is. So, one of the taverns you're visiting, has, like, you're on an illicit one. There's nothing on the menu that gives a hint as to what might be their specialty, but there's definitely a specialty because everything on the menu just says house special 2, and house special 3. Like, that's basically what their menu is like. I'm gonna need you to roll me a perception check to see if you pick this up. I will point out this tavern is called the Lucky Warlock.
That does not instill any faith in what. Okay, so perception check.
I'm hurt and slighted.
Well, it's a nat 20. Plus.
And it's not. I know a net 20 is more than enough.
Okay.
You're gonna, it's Welby, so I'm assuming you're ordering a little bit of everything off the menu.
Of course.
It's not hard to discover what the special is or what the actual theme of this restaurant / pub is. Every dish has a toe in it.
Like, what kind of toe?
But that's the variable one. So the house special 1 seems to be human toes. The house special 2 seems to be halfling toes. And the house special 3 seems to be a little more variable, but at least at one point you get a hoof.
Can I tell if the toes were given willingly?
You cannot.
Yeah, Wubby's not going to eat that.
We have found the restaurant at which Welby will not eat.
Well,
I mean, you already went through the legal restaurants, like the ones listed.
If they can't guarantee that these are at least acquired in a way where if they're toes of actual people I could possibly have met, if they weren't given willingly and they can't guarantee
there is no certification that these are freely gifted, handcrafted, biologically farmed toes or anything.
Yeah. So.
Toes. The barkeep looks a little shifty when you ask about it.
No, then that's probably best not to. I mean, if they were given freely, sure, why not? That's what they're there for.
Cannot be determined at this point. Considering the extent of Wavecrest and the fact that you're probably sampling pretty much everything, your food tour takes a long time. Do you meet up with Chris and Kai in the meantime, or are you soloing for like every food option?
Well, I mean, it depends on if they would want to join me or not.
I'm looking at Chris and Kai here again. I mean, eventually you gather the funds for your spellcasting service.
I mean, at the very least, I'd invite them to all the listed ones.
I would, I would go try some of the things that Welby has discovered as long as it was a listed bar and not an unlisted bar. I am adventurous, but I am not... I was going to say I'm not stupid.
Suicidal?
I have places to be and I don't want to become like not unavailable to help Kai and to eventually go back to my dad's. I don't want to like disappear off the face of the earth and have them worry. So no unlisted ones for Pris. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Same.
Smart,
but
probably.
About, I don't know, maybe first bar, second bar, Kai is going to become a lizard. Since that's just only the only way you can really enjoy a tavern.
Fair.
Or bar.
All right. So we have a lot of bar hopping. Kai, your item is created.
Ooh.
It is handed over to you with not necessarily a guarantee it will work, but they absolutely stand by their craft. But you won't know how you'll fare until the next full moon, which is getting close-ish, because I just looked up how much you're supposed to charge for a 5th level spellcaster, or someone casting a 5th level spell, and it's pretty steep.
It's fine. Chris has the honeyed words and I have puppy dog eyes, literally. Always
be friends with the bard.
That item, is it activated by somebody else or can I activate it as well?
It's not, like, it doesn't have a command word. You need to wear it, and it will trigger.
Oh, that's perfect. Good.
since you specifically asked for something that you couldn't cancel
That's very important, yeah.
during your transformation. You very specifically told me you didn't want to be able to cancel it.
Yes, that is very important. Since
Which is also why you need a 5th level spell, because they're literally casting planar binding in this.
ooh, good.
So you're currently wearing a very shiny necklace.
Good. So when the full moon is approaching, I mean, it's the full moon. It doesn't just suddenly go away.
It's almost like it's on a natural cycle.
Oh my god! Kai is going to tell Pris and Welby that they're probably going to be away for a while now, since they are A, going to try out the item, and B, going to try out, well, not try out, but going to try and contact the werewolf pack that we heard of. They don't really say it like that. There's a lot more, Kai in that dialogue, but
What are words?
the gist of it is basically that they really don't want to drag anyone into that werewolf business who isn't a werewolf, since non-werewolves tend to get bitten.
I would protest, but I remember what happened to Sam, so I would say just to be safe and let us know if you need anything. I don't know if I have a way to contact anybody, but let's just say that the next time that Pris would also be working on trying to figure out how Sam learns the sending spell. I don't know if that's something that Pris can eventually do, but eventually that's what she'd like to do.
It's on the Bard list. Tell me if it's on the Bard list.
I don't know.
I already see Sam. I see Graham
It is
nodding.
absolutely on the Bard list.
I was like, it would. I
would be
can't
so
imagine that it's
surprised.
not on the Bard list.
I mean, there's a reason why Leona goes, "Hey everyone, it's me, Leona."
Right, there's
Bard's
right that. But
Considering how many subclasses can get spells that aren't on their regular list,
right.
I don't
mean,
even go
also
there anymore.
College of Lore bar, so
Yeah,
like,
it's-
like,
yeah.
even
can
if it
pick-
wasn't,
yeah.
eventually she'd get it.
Yeah.
Get the
Okay,
ball.
so next full moon.
Oh,
Kai,
cool.
where are you?
Somewhere in the middle of the woods without anybody there.
Woods around Wavecrest.
I presume on the way to the wolf pack with party hats. So kind of halfway there. I don't know if that's a yes or not. I think they were still a bit of a way off.
They were. So where you saw the wolf pack is in the woods around Wavecrest. The thing is, you didn't actually see them, so you're going off what Pris.
I have no idea.
No, you're going off what Pris and Welby told you, which is.
I was eating a deer and Sam.
Yep. Don't worry, Welby saved him. But at least you're not like half a continent away. You're around-ish Wavecrest.
Yeah.
Alone in the woods.
Yes.
As night falls, Romy will save.
That's a natural one.
All right.
Thematic. I'll give you
think-
that, dice.
Don't you have a lot of crits, chat bot?
I'm not
No.
going to do this via crits. I refuse to do this via crits.
So, I'm gonna fill in a few things for you, and you can stop me if you think I'm entirely wrong. But
Okay.
you're around Wavecrest, and maybe unknowingly or unthinkingly, you start wandering, and you end up in or near the clearing where you and Sam originally tried to ride out the night. And when you realize that is when your resolve slips. And in addition to the memories of how horrible you felt, the overwhelming feeling was how good it tasted and how amazing the hunt was. And the memory of that heart pounding in your ears and the smell of the fear. And before you really realize it, you start transforming. You grow the claws and you get the fur and your fangs elongate. And then it stops. And you literally freeze in place. You cannot move a muscle. It is going to be a very long night. But you're not going to kill anyone.
Immediately try to blast all of my spell slots on that, try to dispel it. Just do everything I could.
No matter what you try, it holds. But you can't move. So don't discount anything. Nothing with a somatic component. You can't lift a pinky. You can try everything you want. That necklace, it is burning into your throat right now. Like the silver is eating away at your skin and it hurts. And the hunger stays and the memory of the hunt stays and the smell of blood seems to permeate the air and is everything you want and you can never ever get it. And you are frozen. And that is how you pass this entire night.
Oh, that is delightfully terrible.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
The sun rises.
think
You shift back into a human form. There is blood coming out from under that necklace. No one died. Mild success.
I think Kai is going to probably unconsciously go to the same tree that Sam dragged himself off to after we were done and start crying for, I believe, the first time in this campaign. Oh, what a fitting end. Because that was everything they wanted, and they are currently realizing that that is not what they want.
No, which briefly actually brings me back to Chris. And Welby, because Sam is still away in a bar somewhere, because we had a little over 3.5 weeks until the next full moon. Sam is currently learning about the marital troubles that happen when a demon likes a devil, and it's just a little messy.
Mm-hmm.
Been doing a lot of networking.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, like
getting points for the afterlife.
Exactly. Well, your god might judge you a little bit for the demons and the devils, but you can get a lot of pull with some of the angels here. But Pris and Welby, assuming you're not like hiding away in some illicit restaurant, but just generally out and about Wavecrest.
Mm-hmm.
And I know specifically Pris stated earlier that she was still interested in the werewolves with party hats. Mm-hmm. You don't see a werewolf, but you do see people in party hats that look identical to the werewolf party hats you saw last full moon. And they seem to be starting their own pub crawl.
I would like to try and make friends with them while they are still people.
Okay. As you approach them, you find out that currently they're celebrating Callista's 10th anniversary, which is interesting because Callista looks to be, well, anniversary/birthday, which is interesting because Callista looks to be somewhere in her 40s.
10th anniversary of what, might I ask? I heard you're all celebrating.
Oh, 10th anniversary of me fully integrating with my werewolf. It's like a shared birthday. So drinks now, naked run through the woods later. Bonus points if you catch a deer.
What do you mean by fully integrating with your werewolf? What out of curiosity, I look, I have a friend who is also a werewolf, and you know,
that explains the smell.
oh, okay, yeah. I didn't think there was a smell, but thank you. I think I'm not sure. Yeah, but he sort of never really learned about being a werewolf, and I know it's been very scary for him.
So sad when it happens. Honestly, not everyone can do this. We have reservations, so you know.
Oh, sorry. Yes, of course. I guess. So sorry to bother you. I enjoy your celebration, but I'd love to get to know more, and maybe you can help my friend Kai. They're out trying out something right now, but
Oh, oof! Do you know what? Oh, do you know where they went? Because we kind of don't want to run in any of the ferals.
the ferals. Oh, well, I don't. I think they're safe, really, because we created this item together that will keep them from being a danger to others.
All right. Well, that's impressive, I suppose.
Well,
But yeah, no, like if your friend needs help, sure. Not too early in the morning because we're gonna be out really late or early, depending. How about day after tomorrow? Because I'm gonna need to recover.
sure. Where can we find you? Perhaps.
Oh God, hang on. And she starts like patting down her pockets looking for like a reservation or a something, and she's like, I always just show up somewhere and it's like generally like okay, or I pay later. I think shit. Hang on, let me just go ask. I'm not the organizer. I'm the party person today. I don't have to know anything.
Congratulations
I just
on
have to
your
like make it till the morning and someone will drag me to a bed.
Okay. I mean, if you know somebody else I could talk to.
But are you staying anywhere? Because that might go like to where you're staying. Because
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
normally know where I'm staying. It might be like under a tree.
Sure, of course. Well, that makes sense, really. I'm been there, done that. I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
Well, we're staying at the place with all the cats.
Well, that's a choice.
There's a really good reason for that I am not about to go into. It's a long story, really.
Is it the one with the cats that is run by mice?
Yes,
or is it the one with the cats? It's that one. All right. I know which one you mean. I will be. Yeah. I will show up reasonably sober day after tomorrow.
That's, take your time. I mean, it's a little late, I'm sure, to help my friend now. So,
Yeah, so we're just gonna try and go around them. That he doesn't sound like he'd be a good party right now.
God damn it, Graham.
He said no before he could type your name. We're safe.
I can't remember what I was going to say. I got distracted. Lost my train of thought there. Yeah, so yes. I mean, it's too. If you've come in,
like, I'm just gonna go with my friends now because you're nice, but also a little weird, and that.
I'm sorry.
Okay, yeah. See ya. Yeah. Bye. And she like straightens her party hat. It has like a large silver 10 on it, and she follows her group.
I like your party hat.
awkward in the last 30 seconds. Thank you.
Welcome.
So I'm gonna assume you share this with Kai
when
eventually.
we see,
I don't know
when we
how
see them
long
again,
it
yes.
takes Kai to get away from like the tree and be done crying. Yeah.
Well-
Are you gonna make it?
Honestly, probably a few days. Like not necessarily that, but they probably go wolf at that point and just be a wolf. Have a bit of a vacation. Just go around in the woods doing wolf things. Because you know it's after the full moon, so that's gonna be over for a while. It's fine. They're not overcompensating or anything.
I think that went really well, Welby, don't you?
I mean, based off of me, or because I don't know.
It's fair.
Most of the conversations I have are usually people storming off mad, or people don't know what I'm talking about, or I don't know. Depends on how well they know me.
I'll take that as a yes, it went well. I feel pretty good about it.
We're still like within like a month of finishing our hag plotline. So I don't think you actually have sending yet. And Kai does not reappear the next morning.
Okay.
What do you do? Also, it might be worth mentioning, because I'm pretty sure I only described her as a woman. Callista's half orc, half tiefling.
Cute.
She big.
Orc, tiefling, werewolf. Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I love her.
Avina would be jealous of hearing you say that.
I mean, Avina has my heart forever. It's fine. I mean, but you know, Avina's not here. It's cool.
True. That's true. Avina's an adventurer. She understands. You know, not everything on the road counts. Sorry.
Well, I was hoping Kai would be back so that we could introduce them to the other werewolves.
Should we try and find him? Or them?
Maybe.
I mean, it doesn't usually take this long for them to do their thing, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I could ask someone for help if we need.
You could ask who for help.
Someone?
Uh-huh. Well, the fact that they didn't come back, I'm sure they're fine, but also I'm worried now.
Maybe the party wolves can help us form a search party, or we can hire the town guards to do a search party.
Oh. Maybe the wolves will help us find Kai. But I mean, if you have to ask who I think you were going to ask, just, I don't want to be anywhere near.
Well, I don't think it matters how close or near anyone is.
I know, but just, I'm just going to, you know what? Divide and conquer. I'll go find the party wolves and ask them, and if you wanted to ask your friend.
I will search
I
the woods,
suppose.
and if I can't find Kai, then maybe I'll ask.
Okay.
I'm so excited. All right, let's start with Pris, who's going to go talk to the party wolves.
Yeah.
Could have just said no. Don't.
I'm just
I
solving
could have.
the case.
Just let LD yes and this. I'm very excited.
Look.
Look, we're all here for this. So, Lady Dane, considering the party wolves never ended up telling you where they were staying, how do you find the party wolves?
Well, they were supposed to come. Oh, they were going to be the day after tomorrow.
Yeah, they're going to be here tomorrow.
Shoot. I would go back to the bar where I found them originally.
Fair. There's some people laying around on the street, sort of curled up, snoring loudly. They're smelling like that little kind of sour smell. People have been sweating in polyester and drinking.
Ew.
I like how I see nothing but recognition apart from Swapper.
Ah, yes, partying with the common folk. I do that every time.
There you go.
What I find remarkable is that polyester is a thing in this world.
Why wouldn't it be? We've stolen everything else. Magical polyester. But yeah, there's a selection of snoring people.
I feel like I would have had some experience with waking the hungover to get them to at least move.
So you can
From
cling
working.
around them.
Yeah, exactly. So I feel like in the gentlest, most delicate way possible, wake up one or two of them to see if I can get any information about the wolves and where they're staying or with that sort of thing.
So apparently you wake up someone called Morty,
Mm-hmm.
the party wolfie, and you wake up a little girl who identifies herself as Mouse. Mouse seems younger and a little more resistant to the effects of a hangover than Morty, who looks at you, turns green, and goes to puke in a side alley.
Mm-hmm. Sure. Yep. You know, it's probably better that he woke up and was able to do that rather than just letting that kind of stew in there. Yeah.
You're pretty sure you see something resembling a squid ring fall to the floor. Mouse, however, looks... you know that annoying fresh look young people have when they can still go out all night and you can't? That's what
Yeah.
Mouse looks like.
Mm-hmm.
Suspiciously unhungover. And she just looks at you going, what?
So I'm looking for...
Oh god, can we just walk away from Morty?
Yeah,
like,
yeah, let's...
Half a block or something? Because that's... I don't need to be near that.
I'm looking for... You're not a werewolf by any chance, are you?
That is an incredibly personal question to ask someone you woke up that you found on the side of the street, lady.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You see, I met some werewolves the other night, and
Mhm.
I was hoping that they would help me find a friend of mine who seems to be lost. Or at least didn't come back.
Wait, werewolves offer tracking services now?
I don't know how any of this works.
Look, oh. We're
thought-
werewolves, we're not bloodhounds.
Okay, right. But see, I was talking
How
to...
did you lose your friend? Like, you
Well,
looked under the bed,
they went
in
out
between
into
the couch cushions.
So my friend is also a werewolf. I was talking to Callista last night.
Oh, wow. I'm assuming you got her while sober, because she said nothing sensible after 10 p.m.
Oh, I did. I think. Yeah. Because it was her anniversary. She told me.
Yeah, it was her 10th birthday.
Yes. So my friend is she called them feral, which I don't think is actually
Oh,
well,
gross.
I was gonna say it's not totally accurate, but on the other hand, knowing them, it's not inaccurate actually. They are a little bit, and they
Like,
were even before they were a werewolf.
bitten, not cured,
Um,
try to eat people.
yes.
Fun.
So that was why I thought, and well, Callista said she could smell.
Have
Kai
they eaten
on
anyone
me?
yet? Because by the time they've tasted blood, you're too late.
Oh, well, they did.
Yeah, I'm fucking with you. Sorry.
Oh.
You're good. You're fine. Your face was golden. Sorry, keep talking. You were saying something very important, I'm sure.
Okay, so I figured since they're a feral werewolf and you're
They've
not.
been neutered, because if you neutered them, that tends to calm them down.
You're screwing with me again.
Yes. Sorry.
You are messing with me.
I'm
which
sorry.
That's very funny. That one's
You have
funny.
a shockingly gullible face for someone dressed the way you are.
Oh yeah, I'm still wearing the pink armor. I know.
Sorry. It's been a day. A night. Week?
Well,
I'm not sure.
I'm so sorry. But so I'm worried about my friend, and I figured if y'all can smell them on me, that you might be able to help me find them.
I mean, there's a lot of weird smells on you. I wasn't gonna say anything.
Look, I am a very clean person. I don't know what.
I know, but there's like wolf, and then there's pixie.
Yeah, well, I that's a long story, really.
Sure. So, I'm sorry.
Can you help us
I
find
slept
our
for like
friend?
2 hours. Resuming. You want us to find your friend, who is a feral werewolf.
Yes.
Wait, where did they spend last night? Because I'm pretty sure it was a full moon. I don't remember a lot, but I remember it was a full moon.
In the woods somewhere. I'm not exactly sure where they went.
Oh, unsupervised. That's a great idea.
Well, no, but they have a thing that keeps that theoretically we made them an item that kept.
I'm sure does always work. Oh God, did you buy that at like a fair?
No. We made it.
Oh, well, that's slightly more likely to work. Let me see if Morty's done puking, and we'll go have a whiff around.
Okay.
And then Morty and I will both go opposite direction, because otherwise I'll smell nothing but Morty.
Fair.
Nothing I've said is proof that I am a werewolf.
No, of course not.
Thank you.
Thank you for your help.
Where are you staying, in case we find your friend?
The and I never remember the name of the bar. It's the one with the cats and the mice.
The one with the cats and the mice. Great. Well, yeah.
Run by mice. Staffed
by mice, but there's cats.
Everywhere. Yep.
What was your name?
I'm Pris.
Hello, Pris. I'm just
what's your
gonna
name?
spend like 2 silver and have someone send you.
Okay. Wait, you can pay somebody for sendings?
Yes, they're like everywhere. Okay, so feral werewolf somewhere around Wavecrest.
Yeah.
Why am I doing this for you? I'm sorry, I'm confused.
Because a feral werewolf is probably bad for your reputation.
I mean, our reputation's already absolutely terrible. What are we gonna do about it?
Making them less feral? Maybe? Helping them? The fewer feral werewolves that are out there in the world, the less people will shun you for being a werewolf.
Right. I'm not entirely convinced that is how it works. How about if I find them, you buy me breakfast or lunch, depending on how long this takes me?
I will absolutely buy you breakfast and lunch and probably dinner as well.
Beautiful. Do you have an item that smells like them?
Oh. Do I? I mean, Kai doesn't have a lot of stuff, but we can check their room to see if they have anything. I don't know if I can get in their room.
Considering where you're staying, everything in that room just kind of smells like cat.
Well, yeah.
Great. I'm just gonna send Morty one way and I'll go the other way. How far can they really have gone? It'll be fine. Maybe. It's a lot of ones. So, long story short, I will roll Morty pretends to look for Kai, but doesn't.
Now that it's too late, you do have the circlet they gave you.
Oh, that's right.
Only people would. I mean, you remembered some of your items last time, and that was already a big thing. Let's see how Mouse, which is definitely her real name, does. That is shockingly good.
Hooray!
Like, that's a natural 19.
Go Mouse.
I think that means Mouse actually finds a wolf that's not technically a wolf, because regardless of her dodging, Mouse is in fact a werewolf and can absolutely tell. So, Kai, while you're wolfing it up in the woods, you see what looks to be like a teenage human girl sort of stalk up to you and going, "Oi, your girlfriend's worried about you."
My what?
Tiefling, pink leather armor.
Oh, Pris.
Yeah. Off you
Wait,
go.
you can understand me? Oh.
How would I not understand you? And she'll happily shift into a hybrid form.
I can't do that. Why can't you? That's weird. Well, that looks... Is that a thing we can do?
Wait, you can't do... Oh, fucking ferals. Yep.
That feels
kid.
weirdly
This is gonna be
insulting.
fun. I get to call you a kid, and I'm like 10 years younger than you are. Kid, you got a lot to learn.
Or you watch it.
Or else what?
I can...
Anyway, friend's worried. Apparently she talked to Callista, who wanted to do something about your feralness. What? Who did you eat last night?
I didn't eat anybody.
By
I
choice.
stood over there. Thank you very much.
By choice,
entire
because
night
there's a
was
lot of
terrible.
like blood leaking down here.
Oh, really? I hadn't noticed. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome. I mean, it's a look.
So, where were you last night?
I was having, well, first I was drinking, and then we went on a naked humanoid run, and then after the naked humanoid run, because then you have to like be the first one to wrestle like a bunny to the ground, which is terrible when you only have 2 legs. But at least you have thumbs, so that helps. So by the time the first person wrestles a bunny to the ground, you can finally shift, and then you just have a pack run, and it's great. So I had a pack run. And then I made a terrible mistake, and I drank some more, and then your friend found me in a gutter. I'm not sure where I'm staying at this point in time. I think I booked an inn, but who even knows? Anyway, if I return you to your girlfriend, I get lunch, so chop chop, we're moving.
I believe that's another first, as Kai just still in wolf form, just says nothing, and just moves after her, just does as they're told.
Beautiful.
Completely. I mean, wolf faces are not known for their expression, but this one is just utter bafflement. This is just, what is going on? I have no idea what's going on anymore.
Mouse stays in hybrid form for a little extra speed, and just books it back to town. Happily delivering you to the place with all the cats that is run by mice. But by the time you get there, though, she shifts back into tiny human form and just goes, honestly, the smell is bad enough in hybrid form. I'm just gonna... Yeah, good for you if you want to stay a wolf. I cannot deal with the smell of cat piss in there.
Oh, no. Lizard.
Perfect. Press! Kai is delivered to you by Mouse, who basically sort of goes, ta-da, sits down at a table and grabs a menu and starts ordering. Like, she starts at the top and just goes down.
Yep, I'm gonna have to sing a lot.
Yep.
Yep. Look, Kai! Werewolves!
The lizard nods wisely.
I thought you could chat with them because they're not... Well, they seem to have a little more control over the thing.
And
So I
while you're saying this, Mouse just sort of casually shifts her hands into wolf claws and back again and gives you this look of like, can't believe you can't do this, you sucker. Wolf snout, human face.
I just wanted to, I didn't want, you know, it took us so long, a whole month for us to like find them again. And I wanted to make sure that, you know, you could talk to them and learn how to do.
Yeah, we don't live here. We just come here to party.
Right. Well, so I thought maybe if y'all got a chance to chat, like maybe Kai, you could learn how to do the werewolf thing
like
the way that they do the werewolf thing.
Wolf claw. Human hand.
The lizard becomes Kai again. Can I learn that? Is that a thing?
I mean, we can try to teach you, but if you're too dumb, then there's no point. I'm kidding. You can probably manage.
Is
I
it
was gonna
with
say Kai's very
reading?
smart at a lot of things.
That's very nice of you to say.
I mean,
Yeah.
I can't read.
Oh, thank God, it's not with reading. Good.
It really isn't. Like, at some point, Callisto tried flashcards, and they meant nothing to me.
It's like a car that summons lightning, because I can do that.
Yeah, no, that's what I thought. And then I lightning Callista, and I nearly, like, I had to wash dishes for like a month. Don't lightning Callista. She doesn't like it.
Right. Who's Callista?
So she's the one that had her 10th birthday yesterday, day before yesterday. Oh God, what is time?
She's 10.
No, well, oh God, okay, so this is gonna take a while. So Callista's like 44, but got bitten 11 years ago with like the incurable kind of lycanthropy. But she figured out how to be like friends with her wolf, which is what we do. So you can like shift when you want to because like you understand each other. Which is what happened 10 years ago, which is like her wolf's birthday, because that's when her wolf became like its own spirit entity. It sounds a little out there, but it does work.
It makes sense somehow.
So by the time
I mean, you're the same person, aren't you?
Well, I mean, sorta. Like you have to share, but you can still have different opinions. And if you can listen to like each other's opinion, then the wolf is less likely to just take over and do something horrible. It's like a balance rather than a fight.
This is so fascinating. I'm so intrigued by all of this.
Yeah, this is gonna be fucking difficult because knowing me, my wolf's gonna be a bitch. Just wow.
I mean, that is
this
not
is going to
unlikely.
be-
You are also a little stubborn there, Kai.
Yeah, that's what I meant. I mean, they're kind of like me, right?
But like, if you can already recognize your own personality traits in your wolf, then at least you have at least you can understand where your wolf is coming from.
Very good. We're just bond of a mutual hatred.
I mean, that's what I did.
That works.
And I'm not considered the most stable in the pack, but I mean, I can pretty much do what I want to.
You're not the most
I haven't
stable.
recently
You're just
eaten
shifting
anyone
lightning.
I didn't want to eat, but I have recently eaten someone I wasn't supposed to eat.
That doesn't sound like a problem. I mean, if you wanted that, that's. Did you
Look, they
want
had
that?
it coming, that's what I'm saying.
We're just sitting in a tavern, casually discussing eating people. Is there like staff nearby that just
Oh,
slowly?
no. As soon as
Okay.
Mouse sat down, the staff just sort of dropped off her food and went away.
Good.
There's also a shocking lack of cats around you.
Oh, that's amazing.
They're not coming near
Sam's
this.
not here either, so.
Yeah, they're gone
No.
for a whole rest of 4 weeks. All the cats in the city.
But no, Mouse and her wolf have a deep understanding that doesn't necessarily conform to society's wishes. But at least within herself, Mouse and her wolf are generally in agreement.
Fucking goals right there.
So you are, like, eventually, now that you've been fished out of the woods, if you stick around here, like, Mouse, by the way, eats so much food it will put Welby to shame. Like, you're going to be singing here for a while.
Yeah, that's fair.
But she also, like, sort of sticks around until Callista shows up with kind of a, you know, when they find a feral, they're not supposed to let them run free because they are bad PR. So she sort of, like, half
police.
She sort of half babysits, half starts preparing Kai for what's coming, because you'll be invited to the Octotaruda Township Wolfpack, which, funnily enough, is the Wolfpack you heard of when you left a fun one weeks ago.
Oh, those weeks ago.
Three
or something. 3 at least.
At least 3 weeks. Oh, there's been a full moon, so at least 5. Callista will invite you, because this isn't a part-time thing. You can't evening class your way into being a werewolf in full control of yourself. This is full-on joining for the foreseeable few months, if not a few years. But they do offer you that option.
Alright, and I can leave again when I want to?
So here's the catch. You can leave when you can control yourself. Period.
Right,
if you don't manage to get your wolf under control, we can't let you go.
I mean, technically I kind of have. It's just terrible. I've got this thing here that basically freezes me.
But that's not fail-safe. Like, you can take that off when you're not a wolf.
I mean, yeah, but why would I do that? Unless I wanted to go mad, and in that case, I can do it better.
But why would you want to live your life that way?
I mean, I don't want to. I just really don't like people coming at me going, "You're going to be one of us now, and we'll never let you go."
I mean, we're inviting you to be one of us, because it seems to be the better option than eating your friends.
Yeah, I've no fucking choice here.
You can be difficult about it, but it's just going to make things harder. Which, valid choice.
I am being difficult about it.
Oh, no, God, you can be far more difficult. Please don't talk to Mouse. She was a terrible... Anyway. But yes. Do you stay?
Kai looks to prison Welby.
I think you should go with them.
Is Welby there or still looking for Kai in the woods?
Oh.
I think Pris is making you tag along for at least some of this, because in the past the party had interesting experiences with letting Welby on their own for too long.
I think after we found Kai, now knowing that I can pay to have somebody send something, I would have sent to Kai or to Welby.
Oh yeah, no, sending spells like 2 silver.
Yeah, perfect.
The spills are just dragging up at this point.
So
it's fine.
So we wouldn't find a random wolf in the woods and think it was Kai and try to convince it to come into town with him.
Oh yeah, no, that was your morning. Like, you went in entirely the opposite direction of Mouse, and you now have a half-tame wolf pet.
I mean, and Welby's a halfling, right? You could ride this particular wolf pet.
At some point, you probably feeded the wrong mushroom, and now you're coming into Wavecrest riding a large wolf. because you
Sugar cube.
accidentally cast enlarge on it.
I don't see a way where this is offensive, but it feels offensive.
I mean, yeah. Yeah, no, Welby is astride his new wolf pet entering Wavecrest.
Is it called Fenrir?
No.
Sorry, that wasn't.
Uh,
It's not unlikely, alright?
No, it really isn't. But having gathered your new wolf pet, you have traveled with Kai Empress to Callista, and you are part of this.
What is your
discussion.
wolf pet's name?
Nice. Oh, God, I forgot
Not
your
Fenrir.
name.
Why are you like...
Well, since they like sugar cubes, I'll just call them sugar for now. It's
Okay.
the
Because if
sugar
you were
wolf.
going to call them Kai, I would have eaten you.
I was kind of waiting for it. Sugar
I
the
wouldn't.
wolf mount.
I wouldn't, but
Well, if I know it's not Kai, I'm gonna have to name him Kai. Maybe Kai Jr., but not Kai.
that's not
Please
my
name them Kai
son.
Jr. Please name them Kai Jr.
Wait, if I
For the love of
if I'm
everything,
a
name them
wolf
Kai
and I'll
Jr.
go to somebody else who's a wolf and would that? Things to think about.
I had the debate about how werewolves, like if they're born as humans or puppies, and when I played Monster of the Week once, we did not reach a satisfying conclusion. Anyway, Welby has already found and ridden into town Kai Jr., nicknamed Sugar. You're having... Kai has been offered a spot with the Octotoruda Wolf Pack. And is looking to Welby and Pris for moral support. Mental assistance.
Anything.
Please just tell them what to do.
I mean, isn't trying to find what they're offering what you came for?
I mean, yeah, but are you going to be okay?
Welby and I?
Yeah. Sam, you, Welby?
And Sam? Well, I mean, we could leave a note for Sam. I mean, if you want us to come with you, I mean, we were
No,
good.
no, I didn't think that's a... Is that... It's not... No. Because it's not going to work immediately, so... No, that's not
I mean,
a idea, I think.
the township might be kind of fun to go to, but we don't have to go right away. We could wait for Sam and then, meet you there eventually.
Alright, but you ain't going to go off and, I don't know, fight a red dragon without me, or what? Or, an Archfey, or RPs, or ghosts, or...
We're not gonna seek it out. If
Taverns?
that's what you're asking.
I mean, we never did.
We'll be fine.
Why would we fight a red dragon?
Reasons. I don't know, we never really had a reason to do anything, really. We just kind of stumbled in it. I suppose at some point we decided, but we didn't really know.
Oh, could you find out what werewolf cuisine is like?
Bloody eyes? I mean, I can do, but Graham, you're a terrible human being. Sure. Both of you are terrible. This is an emotional scene, goddammit! Oh, I'm leaving. That was everything, really. No red dragons while I'm gone, and
Okay.
I don't know if I'm gonna find you, really, or come back, or just do this. So, goodbye.
It's
I guess.
it's only for now. We'll wait for Sam and then we can all come find you in the township, which is where we were gonna go anyway. I've heard they've got a good
knowing us.
library.
Did you? Well,
think so.
Knowing us, we say that now, and about 2 weeks later, we're going to be fighting out in a mad Lich King somewhere.
Oh, I hope not.
I mean, the Lich
feel like it
King
would be-
nice. We don't have to fight them.
But maybe they're mad.
Well, we'll just have to find out why they're mad and then make them not mad anymore.
Yeah, I'm used to dealing with mad people.
See, this is the exact reason why we always get into these things. Right, goodbye. Sure, we're gonna meet each other again fighting a mad Lich King or something.
We'll see you soon.
It's probably gonna be really hilarious. Anyway,
And by
Parting words. It's probably going to be really hilarious. So that said, Kai.
parting words are actually, as they're walking out of the tavern, somebody bumps into them. The parting words are "fuck off,"
That is very true to
and the
character.
door closes.
Yep. So with that, we are going to go to our break. After the break, our lovely players get to describe some of their further afield, I still can't say eulogies, epilogues. And then we'll have Q&A. I have a few questions that already were posted in the Discord. Yeah, we'll be right back. 5 minutes? Maybe 10. We'll do our best to make it short. See you soon. Hydrate, stretch, pet your pets.
Welcome to our
Oh baby, I love your madness.
Welcome to our Patreon. Here on Open for Adventure, we are making high quality Dungeons and Dragons content, folks. We have a great big world to share with you, and by becoming a patron, you can help us explore and expand upon this adventure. With your support, we can invest in more amazing artwork, better mics, fancy cameras, and overall stream quality. Not to mention, help us get some amazing new merch that we can use for giveaways. What do you get by becoming a patron? I'm so glad you asked. Let's take a look at the different levels and give you a sneak peek at what you can get at each tier. Did you know that the family of the First Lord Theo, the leader of the rebellion against the Empire, actually invented firearms nearly 25 years prior to the current campaign? The designs for this high-tech weapon are the Delaney family's best-kept secret. Also, they were originally invented by the late First Lady Victoria, Theo's mother. Access to lore leaks like this is what you can expect from the first tier, written in blog-style posts after each weekly session. Ever wondered what goes on off-camera? The next 3 tiers give you exactly that. With Stolen Moments, you can get access to text-based roleplay moments, highlighting experiences that don't make it onto the stream, like Leona's training session with Ray and Asmar. Stolen Moments Plus gives you access to roleplay moments featuring our guests, non-player characters, and historical figures, featuring the likes of Marshall, Annalena, and even the Empress herself. And Roleplay Addiction takes us to a whole other level. This tier gives you exclusive 30-minute videos of canon interactions not otherwise seen on stream, like late-night drunken interactions between paladins or tender moments featuring your favorite character ships. The Warm Fuzzies is super simple. It's everything I've listed so far, and also you get your name on stream after our weekly regular sessions. Every session. And our undying love. And finally, the most epic of all Patreon tiers. Drum roll, please. The Lore Master. This ultimate and final tier gets you first look access at all of the content going into our upcoming, official, Open for Adventure campaign setting. Lore, maps, monsters, items, dungeons, dragons. Go ahead, have a look around, make yourself at home, and consider becoming a patron to help us make this fantasy world a little bit closer to reality.
Oh, hi. My name is Express Love. I'm the Senmarian god of coffee. Did you know that in Senmaria, every cup of coffee is made with found familiar coffee beans? That's canon. In Senmaria, every cup of coffee is good coffee because it's made with love by Found Familiar. Did you know that every bag of Found Familiar coffee features artwork from incredible members of the tabletop gaming community? That's canon. Each blend and roast of Found Familiar coffee features cool D&D names like Thieves' Cant, Face Step, and Pact Magic. In Senmaria, every royal meeting that Ray attends features the Cartographer's Blend, a brew of coffee made by Found Familiar in conjunction with Devon Rue. Now that's canon. Found Familiar coffee. Buy it today.
Yeah, to pieces. Yeah, I need it. Once you're pandemonium, life is so easy. Whoa, you love me to pieces. Yeah, I need it. Once you're pandemonium.
emoji.
Whale emoji? Alright. Welcome back as we clear our captioners once again, because we do nothing but talk shit on the break.
About you.
Technically accurate in the roomiest sense of the word. So, we are going to give our characters their final send-offs. And then we'll do some Q&As. I'm not ready for this, but we don't have a lot of options.
Me first, me first, me
Yes,
first.
that's what I'd say. Graham gets to go first because he had to be silent through most of that first half because of his choices in bar hopping.
Don't you pin this on me. You put this in the world.
I put
Everything
a lot of
bad
things
that happens
in the world
falls back
that
on
none
you.
of you had to interact with, and yet somehow you're all drawn to the worst things I create.
I mean,
Go
yeah.
on, finish that sentence. Yeah, there you go.
So,
Graham first.
over the period of the 7 weeks that Sam is in this bar with Beatrice, Sam befriends a lot of the angels and the devils and, various plane hopping bar goers. It makes a lot of contacts along the way. And eventually Sam touches base with one of the angels and asks them to teleport him to his hometown and to teleport Beatrice back home. Hopefully around the same time that we left. Give or take.
Yeah, there's a few days.
Once Sam gets teleported back home, Sam shows up in the middle of the night at his parents' house and kind of knocks on the door. And
Your mom
waits.
is still up studying.
She doesn't need to sleep.
Yeah,
like
full elf. Like your dad is knocked out, snoring. Yeah. Like proper human, 8 hours. 10 if you can get him. 6 on a bad day. But your mom, she needs 4, and she's still like writing notes on something obscure and something that may be relevant in the next few years, but who knows? It's how you write a dissertation. You're kind of hoping it's going to pan out. So you don't have to wait long because she's still awake.
Yeah, I would have sent her, as I kind of like landed in the teleportation circle. Hello, I'm in town. I'll be home soon. Like, probably would have gotten home within 5 minutes.
Yeah. I mean, I think we established earlier, your mom is not the warmest person.
Yeah.
So it's more of a welcome home. And then she remembers her husband told her that other people need hugs. So there's the sort of awkward, I've been informed that I should be doing this hug. I
think Sam melts into that hug. Like, I think it's something Sam's needed for a while.
That's fair. I mean, it's like every hug you've ever had from her. It is what you're used to.
Yeah, and I think Sam, he just goes inside. Will tell his mom about the adventures.
There's heavy tut-tutting at the part where you share the way you saved a certain young boy.
Yeah, the next day though.
Oh, there's also heavy note-taking.
Oh, yeah, which is fine. She always takes notes on everything I say, and then, 10 years later, uses it against me like it's yesterday. So the next day, I would send Kai. Probably in the middle of the day. I'm assuming this is probably after Kai has probably left the rest of the group.
Considering how long the bar... Yeah, Kai is with the Octotaruda pack.
Okay. So I'm gonna assume that I'm using 3 spell slots, which is fine. Hi, Kai. It's Sam. I'm not coming back to Wavecrest. And I'm not coming back at all. I'm done. I just wanted to tell you that I'm thankful that you are my friend, and that you have been in my life. But everything that has happened so far has taught me that this isn't what I'm meant for. That I've brushed up with death so many times that it's clear that no matter who loves you or who cares you about you, that they can't save you. They can't help you. And the only way you can help others or help yourself is to be better, to learn more, to grow. And I have grown a lot. And I've learned a lot. But what I've learned is that I need to go my own way. I hope you find happiness. Please don't look for me. Love, Sam.
There's a very long pause. Question: does sending use the language you are familiar? But do you need to choose language, or is it transcendental?
I think it's telepathic.
Oh, interesting.
So straight into your brain.
Hello, Sam. I'm glad to hear that you're okay. I have learned that what you say is true. And I'm glad to see that you are as far ahead as ever. I won't come looking for you. If you need anything, you know what to do.
And the next day he'll send Welby. Hi, Welby. It's Sam. I'm not coming back to Wavecrest. I'm quite honestly not coming back at all. I am glad for the time that we have traveled together. And I hope that one day you can be the hero in the fairy tales that people write about in the future. Remember to be kind. Remember to be considerate and caring. And remember that sometimes, well, sometimes having your friends is all you need. Take care of Pris for me. Goodbye. P.S. Don't fight the dragon, or stay away from Kled if you can. You can respond to this message.
I think Wally would respond. It was great going on adventures with you, Sam. I'll do my best to protect everyone. And I'll send you the story that shows us all as great adventurers once I'm done writing it. And I have to find someone to draw all the pictures and bind the pages and all that kind of stuff. But I'll make sure it gets to you. And who's Kled?
I don't think Sam replies. I think Sam just goes, "That's par for the course. That's exactly what I would respect and what I expect at all." The next day they will send Pris. "Hi, Pris. It's Sam. I'm not coming back to Wavecrest. I'm not sure if the others have told you. I hope you're doing well, and I hope you're doing beyond well. I hope you're happy and finding what gives every morning that sparkle and that glow that makes it a good day. I don't think that I'll be adventuring for a while. I'm going to focus on me and what I can do. But I just wanted to tell you that I am so thankful for your friendship and so delighted that you were there beside all of us as we left Athenwyn. If ever there was a heart of the Wanderers of Love and Hope of Athenwyn, it was you. Thank you for being our strength in the darkest of moments, and for being the hero that we always needed. Keep in touch. Love, Sam."
I'm glad you're taking care of yourself, Sam. I've learned so much from you. And I wouldn't be where I am without you. I hope you find the peace that you're looking for and the light. And I hope our paths cross again, because thanks to you, I think I'm ready to see more of the world. And oh, if you ever hear of somebody wandering around as Prestige, make sure you say hi. Because that's me. I love you, Sam.
And over the next remainder of the year, Sam stays with his family, sells the scroll of clone for a very pretty good deal, if he says so. Given he had to twist his mom's arm a little bit.
I mean, your mom, like, if you just let her scribe it in her spell book, she doesn't have it yet.
I mean, I will. My mom was gonna outlive me regardless.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, I sell it to my mom. And at the beginning of spring, Sam sets out wandering. With his broom flying above the forests, traveling above mountain, dwarven holds, cities, towns, and finds a nice spot along a road. It's not a road that's well traveled. It's not a road that sees a lot of traffic or a lot of conflict. And Sam starts building, chopping down trees and making a temple, like so many that we had seen before. He makes a simple temple right on the edge of a lake, right by the road, that sees the sunlight every morning, every sunset as it reflects. He puts 3 windows in the roof, one to the east, one to the west, and one right where the midday sun would be. And every day he prays and waits for travelers and adventurers in need of healing, using his medicine and knowledge to help those who are making the world a better place. He does this for over a decade, growing in knowledge and in skill. And one day, an adventurer, a paladin of Amanthur, an elf named Tirowin, falls into his life and decides to stay. And the two of them spend the rest of their life together. They have 3 kids: Lanathelia, Cecily, Vayrenia, and they adopt 2, Manny and Borfwin. Beatrice visits every now and then, and he spends the rest of his life serving his god and helping others like he should have done from the start. And one day, he doesn't hear the calls of Bluetongue, and one day the robes, those birds just vanish, are only illuminated by suns. And that's the end of Sam's story.
Anyone else have a epilogue? Did not say eulogy. I want bonus points for their character.
This is just the beginning of Pris's story, of Prestige's story. She got a taste for adventuring and for learning. I mean, she's always been a learner. She's always loved books. And there's so much out there in the world, and there's so much to discover. She travels, hopefully with Welby, I like to think, at least for a time. She goes to visit her friend Kai to make sure they're doing well with their wolf pack. Visiting towns, playing, helping those who need help, and trying to make friends and listen, because that's something that she learned from Welby, and you know, the adventuring spirit she learned from Sam, and putting on a little bit of toughness that she learned from Kai. And all of that rolled into becoming more confident. I know she goes back to visit Avine after continually sending Avina smutty books, and invites Avina to go adventuring with her.
I mean, by the time you arrive for your visit, the bar is under new management, and Avine is packed and ready to go.
Sweet.
In armor that is distinctly not pink.
Pris eventually gets an upgrade on the armor too. And
fair enough, but Avine does. She has a warhorse that is currently being used to carry smutty books.
Perfect. We do have one thing that we need to do. Prestige spends a lot of time gathering information about the different Fae courts and about how one breaks deals with Fae courts, or how one happens to take down a particularly obnoxious Fae.
The gist of your research is one can never do such a thing alone. One would need to ally with one of the other Fey courts that may oppose or wish to rein in the Fey court you are dealing with. Assuming you target Luton and the Lark's court, you would find yourselves once again directed to the Rose court, where people who have left the Lark's court have, and I was about to say recently, but recently really has no meaning in the Fey courts. For their version of recently defected to the Rose court. And they so far have been the ones reigning in the Lark's court to avoid an all-out Fey war. So you're going to have to deal with the Shining Princess and or someone whose name you only learn as Faris. But there are options. You come across people willing to open portals to the Feywild for you should you choose to go. Would you say we can pull away from Prestige and possibly Welby, but definitely Aveen, who's not leaving your side, as you are standing in front of such a Fey portal?
I think so. I think by the time she's in front of the Fey portal, we see it's. I want to describe a little bit. She's. It's not just like she's not in pink armor. She still wears her little octagonal glasses. Her hair is pinned back, but it's flowing. Her outfits are. She looks more like her mother used to. Every inch the performer. Little nods to the librarian past. And I would say she's probably spent a lot of time preparing for this moment because she doesn't want to go in. She would have spent as much time as she could preparing for this moment.
Considering that most of the knowledge in the Prime Material Plane about the Fey courts is basically you have Seelie and you have Unseelie, and that's kind of where it ends. It would have taken you the better part of a decade. At like names and allegiances and someone willing to tell you about where to go in the Feywild.
Perfect.
But
yep.
Ever since you collected her, Venus stayed by your side. There's also a small manuscript of smutty fanfic in your bag that is Aveen. Like Aveen's version of a love letter. Speaking of characters and Fey portals and epilogues, Welby. Darling Welby.
Yes. I guess after traveling with Pris a bit and also gathering some of the research and whatnot, Welby would have realized that what they've wanted all along was just to eat more Fey food and try to find a way into the Feywild to sample all the different kinds of Fey food there are. But along the way, they would be spreading, little whispers here and there about a big prank that's going to happen to a well-known blue tongue soon. I mean, there is no prank, but as long as those whispers just endure. And Welby's just gonna continue writing their book and updating it with adventures and, you know, creating new adventures that, you know, some of them that he only sees in his dreams of the same group gathering together and hashing things out and being adventurers in their own way, you know, solving problems and making friends. And you know, if eventually they find a way to deal with all the contracts from Blue Tongue, and so be it. But I mean, their focus is just eating the Fey food and enjoying the lessons that they never learned.
So if you don't mind me making a slight addition to the end of Welby's tale there, considering you're in the Feywild, eating all the food, you said earlier that you would also be looking for a way, together with Prestige, to deal with Blue Tongue. Let's stick with the euphemism. You don't hear from Blue Tongue for what feels like a very long time. Your powers still work, but they're very quiet. Prestige convinces you that this means nothing, and that you should keep looking, and you keep trying. And you do, in fact, manage to make it to the Rose Court, who allow you, at the very least, entrance to plead your case. And as you're deep within the Rose Court, halfway through one of the weirdest yet most delicious meal you've had in your time in the Feywild, you hear, "Now about that prank." And that's where we'll leave Welby. Hi.
Yes. First of all, there would be many months of Kai trying to come to terms with the inner wolf, who is, to put in their words, as much of a stubborn bitch as Kai is. They aren't really two people, and Kai thought as much from the beginning, but knowing something and accepting something are two very, very different things. However, they do manage to do so in the end. And the first full moon is quite glorious. Only them, away from the pack. They hunt, of course, just deer and the usual game. And for the first time, they experience the beauty in what they've been given. However, Kai isn't as spontaneous as Welby. Once they have a decision, they'll probably see it through. They aren't as informed as Sam. Once they see a situation, they'll probably take it for what it is, and they aren't as kind as Pris. Once they have prey, they will not let it escape. And so, one night, on a new moon, a druid and a werewolf hunt down the one who gave them this gift and abandoned them to kill in the middle of a village full of people. It's not a nice sight. They spend a lot of time feeling bad about it. But they have a lot of time. They're an elf. They live very, very long. And they're a druid, I believe. Those live even longer. And so, while thinking one day away from the pack, which they only occasionally visit, they come across a city. And it is, fittingly enough, the full moon, and we will probably see a window lit with a man and a woman on a desk, at a desk, tinkering with fine clockwork, wearing bejeweled gowns and probably drinking something highly expensive. And for many, many minutes they are unaware that Kai probably stands directly in front of their window. There is an inner monologue happening, but we don't really know which one. In the end, they make a decision. Because they have a lot of time. And when they ran away from where they are right now, there was somebody who was willing to take them in. A very scary-looking hunter with an unpronounceable name. And over the next few decades, probably, there might be whispers of probably a ghost or something shifting between birds and wolves, preferably deers, lizards sometimes, helping adventurers, helping lost souls in the woods. They're not complicated. That is all they need, really. That is how they spend their days now.
Very nice. I think that concludes the IC portion of our game today. Which brings us to our Q&A. So I'm going to turn this music into something less serious because I've read some of these questions and y'all, they are not serious at all.
Did you veto the sandwiches?
Sandwiches?
Ah, yes.
I vetoed everything to do with sandwiches. Don't worry, I got you.
Ah, good.
There was a small Pop-Tart related incident, but that has also been dealt with. Don't worry.
Good.
The answer is always brown sugar and cinnamon.
Look,
I don't know what the question is.
I had to look up what a Pop-Tart was. You people are ridiculous. The kind of things you put
The
in
answer
your
is s'mores.
toaster, it's ridiculous.
Uncultured swines, really.
Like, why would you put a pastry in? Never mind, we're not going there. We're going to the actual Q&A, which is fortunately mainly ridiculous questions for you. So I'm
Yay.
off the hook.
And the answer is
now.
usually
Yeah, for
because of
now
Merrick.
until we get to ask you all the questions.
Yeah.
No, you just take long enough to answer these questions and I'll be golden. So for everyone,
But Shoney's answers would just be because I can.
from
Yeah.
Taldos, we're ignoring Eva. Someone wrote a fanfic about your character. What crossover would it be with?
Oh.
I think there's already Sam Kai fanfic, so
Yeah.
I
We're looking outside of
Of course,
Uncaged.
are we talking alternative universe or?
We're talking Harry Potter meets Tony Stark level of crossover, I think.
okay.
I mean, it is Taldos who asked
Oh,
this.
so not like Welby and the Footlong.
Will be in the footlong. A Chuck Tingle exclusive.
I mean, I feel like the obvious answer for Pris is like somewhere in the Disney universe. Like I feel like there's some fan fiction where her and Belle get together.
That's actually a really good one.
Right? Like I'm trying to think of other ones, and honestly, that's I mean, I keep saying she's a Disney princess, so like, yeah.
her and Belle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
That's
either that
true.
or it's like something like She-Ra, but honestly, I think it's got to be Disney.
Gotta be
See,
Disney.
I was along the same train of thought. I thought Sam and Merida from Brave.
Oh,
Because both have been
That would
almost
be a
attacked by
combination.
animals.
right.
Their
I
trauma.
have a crippling fear of bears. I have a crippling fear of wolves.
But also, Sam wouldn't be the type of person to go after someone aggressively. It would be more someone making that choice, which I think Merida would be really about, is making her own decisions. I think it would probably work. Plus, she's tough, and she
there's a lot
protects.
of don't tell me about my destiny. I will take my own destiny.
Exactly.
That's fair.
I have one for Welby, but it's fine. I'll let you. I just thought of one. Sorry.
I don't know. The obvious answer would be something like I don't know, Teen Wolf or something. But I've recently been watching Legacies, which is hilariously unpredictable. You think you can predict, you can't. Go watch it. It's amazing. It's so dumb. It's so bloody dumb.
I will say putting the werewolf in Teen Wolf seems like the laziest
I've never seen the bloody
fanfic.
show.
It
I've
seems like the
never
laziest
seen the show.
fanfic. Like
So
you're
lazy.
basically already in there.
True. Personality-wise, I just want them to, I don't know, go Star Wars or something, just for the obvious lack of nature. That would be. I want to see their reaction to a spaceship. That's not. What the fuck?
So basically, the fanfic is for putting Kai on the Death Star.
Oh,
Yeah.
good. This space station
It's
is
not
fully.
too far
Wait,
from
what are
that.
you doing? No, do not put a lizard in there. That's not how you do it.
I was gonna say it's not too far from that. Like one Kylo Ren and Hux fanfic that I read that had Hux as a
Fair.
fox. So like whatever.
I mean, Kai just went lizard.
I'm sorry, I need to unpack that
We're
sentence.
still
I
semi-original.
look. Stuff happens on Sunday,
Sam
Saturday. I can't. It's the whole thing.
I still need to sign up again and get up at 5 a.m. for this. Anywho, Welby.
Never going to do it. Which I'm sad about.
I mean, any what fanfic crossovers would either be between, as far as I know, it's either Lion King with Timon and Pumbaa, or FMA where he's one of the sins.
Beautiful.
Amazing.
Ratatouille.
I was gonna say
As the
Ratatouille,
food
where you
critic.
have like the rat who cooks for you.
You know,
I had
I-
Wizard of Oz.
Oh, that's good. I had the Hamburglar from McDonald's because they can just steal food all the time. It's the perfect crime.
Nice.
Well,
was like-
maybe actually let's go Fairy Tale for Welby. That feels like one of
I-
Grimm's.
All of those are. I,
I
feel
mean,
like
he
Welby's
needs to
one of
have a
those. who could-
gingerbread house. He would be with the witch. She would eat her entire house. And then
That poor
console her.
witch.
That would make me Hansel and
Exactly,
Gretel.
then he would console her. And
Yeah.
that's where the Smutty Saturday comes in.
Oh, there you go.
Just a slightly different version of Hansel and Gretel, where instead of the birds eating the breadcrumbs, Welby strews the breadcrumbs and then goes, "Ooh, breadcrumbs."
Exactly,
I feel-
and then he eats the witch. Anyway, there is a
I
part
love how-
2 to this question
Oh, there is.
that
I
I
was gonna
don't
say.
think
I love.
any of you are ready for.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Also, your character is now a sentient potato for 25 hours. How do they survive? I don't know how these parts of the question are
What?
related, but they were posted together.
Easy.
Okay.
Sentient potato.
25 hours as a sentient potato.
Do I still have my
Easy.
spell slots?
I would assume so. I just don't think you can do verbal or somatic.
Divine intervention. That's how I survive.
A Montour treasures you as a potato.
Yes.
Do you,
If I was meant to be a potato, then, you know, it's God's will, I guess.
do you want the?
I mean, honestly, Sam goes full mega church by the end. It's perfect.
do you want the
I
wholesome?
know, right? It's the natural progression.
Do you want the wholesome answer or the gruesome answer?
Oh,
Yes.
The wholesome answer is they try to plant themselves to grow a potato plant, whatever the hell that is. The gruesome answer is they don't, because they boil themselves in water and try to eat themselves.
Oh,
oh,
also-
cannibalism. I like it.
weird, but also
I mean,
okay.
plans. Sorry, I can't do this one.
Go on, finish that
I know.
sentence. I dare you.
Plants are self-sufficient. Sorry.
Right, Pris, how does your potato live for 25 hours?
I think Pris would try and like with their
25.
very charming ability, being the super charming potato that Pris would be. She would try and convince somebody that she was a magic potato or a lucky potato, and that if you held her for a long time, like good luck would come your way.
The also will be.
Yeah, and like here, but you can't eat the potato. You just have to hold it and like protect it. Like,
You charm your way into survival.
Yep, correct. I am
Very
now a lucky
fitting.
potato.
All
That's
right.
a bard right there.
How does Potato Kai survive for 25 hours? I will make it through these questions. I will make you answer every single one of them.
Fucking easy. So Kai's animals all the time, and they've perfected the art of looking disgruntled and absolutely unpleasant in any form. So they'd just be the potato that you'd never go for. Like you look at that potato, you're like, oh no, no.
You are the potato that looks like you will get food poisoning.
Oh,
Yes,
no.
absolutely.
Fair enough. All right. Let's see. Your character has exactly 6 hours to live. What did they do?
What do they do, or what did they do?
What do they do?
What did they do? Is an
Okay,
amazing
so I was
question.
like, what? Put them in this scenario, or what?
No, what do you do? You have 6 hours. How do you spend your last 6 hours?
Running through the woods. That's my answer.
All right, running through the woods.
I'm simple as fuck.
I think at the end of Sam's story, Sam would just spend that time with family and the people that he cares about. You
Herd
know,
of children.
Yeah, like he's got like 6. His wife was gonna outlive him anyways,
Act.
and I think at that point, most of his family, except for his mom, have probably perished because he was the baby. And I think at the end of the day, what it boils down for Sam is just looking back at all the little achievements and the victories and the good you've done and put into the world, and being able to think to yourself, I did all right. He probably ends with, did I ever tell you about the time that I got attacked by a werewolf?
Before they
Chris
get
and/or
eaten by a
well-being.
werewolf.
I mean, honestly, I don't think Welby would be doing anything different from how his story ended. He'd continue eating Fey food and probably accidentally stumble upon something that extends 6 hours into 6 weeks, into 6 months, into 6 years, into... You know how Fey food works.
Yep. It's weird. It's just weird.
I think there's two things that she would do. One like that I'm like, she would either be trying to take out Blue Tongue in like a blaze of glory, or she's sitting at home cuddling with the Veen, reading smut.
I love both of those answers a lot.
I know.
Why not both? Take out
Alright.
Blue Tongue, then read smart.
I mean, cuddle while you take out Blue Tongue.
Yeah.
Who needs 2 hands? So we're going to go with the last reasonably silly question, and then we have some actual proper questions. So take as long as you will on this one. If you suddenly became a deity of pies, what pie would be your avatar?
Strawberry rhubarb.
Such an American question.
You're talking about our character or us personally?
Yes.
Oh.
Not specified in the question.
Did you say strawberry rhubarb, Graham? Because that's
Oh
a
yeah, because
delicious
it's sweet
pie.
and sour.
It's the that's fair.
But if you agree with me, that gives us almost majority, so...
Yeah. I would say probably a key lime because it's bright and cheerful.
Very nice. Come on, Swapper, work on this. I can see panic in your eyes, and I love it.
Flesh.
A flesh pie. I mean, I will say a steak
Meat
and
pie. I believe
it's called
Guinea pie,
meat.
or a steak
There's
and
some-
Guinness pie is delicious.
Yeah.
There's some really good meat pies out there.
Oh, that also
Does it-
is chicken pot
Bloody
pie?
German for this.
Oh,
We don't have
I
pies over here. It's
really
a
want-
travesty.
God, I want a steak and Guinness pie so bad right now.
Ooh.
Do we count turnovers as pies, is my
No.
question.
No,
Okay.
no. So Kai picked any random flesh. Welby?
It's priest. Have a little priest.
Priest pie.
Is it good, sir? It's too good, at least. I'm sorry. It's right. I hate to.
It's right there. You have
Your
to.
guest tastes some lovely flesh.
Let's see, I think. Welby likes pies that really excite the palate with different textures. Will probably be like a lemon meringue or something truly salt of the earth, and go like maybe not a sweet potato, but definitely probably a bean pie. If you ever had a bean pie.
Oh, what is? Oh no! You're an evil god.
A mushroom pie.
No, bean pies are awesome. They're sweet, but like not too sweet. They're just like barely sweet, but not savory. They're just
Absolute disgust from that side of the screen.
Well, it's
Just, how are you still here, you disgust?
No, it's a good thing this campaign is ending. I would have had to throw you.
Are you
would've
talking
ended
like?
it
Is
right
it like a red
now.
bean pie situation?
no, that's more Japanese. This is more of
Yes,
it's more of a black thing. It's
Okay, cool.
It's like a, I don't know exactly what kind of bean it is, but
Pinto beans,
no,
chili beans,
no,
string beans.
no.
Magic
They're all
beans.
terrible.
I'll have to look it up, but
Baked beans.
Why do you gonna get a cow for that?
White beans in tomato sauce. Are you secretly British? Anyway, I'll stick with my steak and Guinness pie, and we will go to more character-focused questions.
Okay.
The first two are sort of intertwined, so I'll just ask both of them, and you can sort of mix them into your answer.
Those are the worst.
All right, fine. I'll split them up.
Those are even worse.
What was one of your favorite choices from another member of the table? Did it affect how you played or alter any character arcs you'd originally have had? Asked by Mare.
Sam, praying to literally anybody. That was so great. That was just, well, that's a curveball into everything that's happening right now.
Did it affect anything about Kai going forward?
Yes.
Care to elaborate? We have 20 minutes left.
Well, it all began
It's not.
1940.
No, you don't get the entire 20 minutes. Let me reiterate. You do not get the entire 20 minutes.
Small sport, fine. Yes, because at that point, Kyle was really invested in trying to break that, but they also had no idea how, so they panicked a lot,
Fair.
which they wouldn't have otherwise.
Anyone else?
I think that Welby losing their memory was a big choice that I really liked. Because it was, Welby knew the dangers and the risks and did it anyways, and I thought that was a great illustration of the character, but also it meant that the party had to adjust and like reteach the lessons that Welby had learned over the past week and a half.
Those
Which
were
were a
like,
lot.
It was like a heavy week. It was like
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was Rizalka, that was saving
was the
Aliona and the two people.
Harpies.
It was the Harpies, it was lightning to the face, it was a lot of stuff. And we were just like, oh no. How much did they forget?
it sent me back to before our first
I know.
first
I know it's a
session.
complete character reset.
Who knows what progress they made before the campaign even started.
I just keep eating those mushrooms, it'll be fine.
Let's see. Like my favorite one, just because it was so unexpected, was Sam pleading to an unknown god and getting blue tongue.
I mean, Blue Tongue was the one who was generally sort of hanging around your party.
And Sam just accepted it.
To be fair, I knew what I was getting into as a player.
It was one
I
of
knew,
my
I knew we
favorite
had
things
team
as
That
corruption
well.
on the board.
Blue Tongue just basically slammed the buzzer first.
Like, if this was Jeopardy, he would have cleared the category.
Wouldn't he? Would have pretended to.
I think. Sorry, I wasn't sure if you were finished, but okay. I think it's interesting because I don't know how much of Pris's trajectory changed based on the decision, but I think the interaction, the choice that Sam and Kai had to go alone when Kai transformed, I think was a big turning point for all of us, really. But I think for Pris, like that changed a lot of things, and I think like she's always been the one to like kind of keep the group together, but she's also sort of let, like Sam was the one who wanted to be the adventurer, and so sort of took a backseat as far as like decision making, and I feel like past that point she started to do that a little bit more. I think that like I just know like it changed that. I mean, with that dynamic changing everything so drastically, it was a big moment. I think that changed everything for Pris in terms of like how she interacted with not like extremely, but just yeah, I would say that she took she ended up taking
You had
making
more
more decisions.
room to be the leader, with both Sam and Kai being like very busy with other things.
Yeah.
So semi-related, but not really.
One moment.
What was the oh, sorry. Yes.
I want to get a quick and sneaky one off. Welby, cursed artifact, giving cursed artifacts to the entire party was amazing.
Yes.
And that was basically the point where we all said, okay, something needs to be done. That was good. Okay,
Yeah, when Sam nearly died to a wet swarm, that
was
Welby
amazing.
accidentally
Good
gave you
times.
as a present.
It was a murder present.
Honestly, as a DM, I had everything semi-prepped in the sense that I know how to Google.
I'm stealing that one.
Fair enough.
As a, because I'm gonna semi-answer this one, like just as a party, your willingness to make really bad choices changed actually a lot of things in this campaign from a DM standpoint. I said, well, I guess we're going here today. I mean, it made some modules take a lot longer, but it didn't make it any less fun. Like it didn't slow down in the sense that anything became like a crawl or boring.
Right.
Like every sidestep we took was entertaining in its own way, even though sometimes the entertainment was in its awfulness. But just like every character being willing to take some ridiculous deep dive into something crazy I put into this world. It's really fun as a DM. Like I just scatter shit around, and some of it's good and some of it's terrible, and you equally loved both options.
Was the Rat Swarm session the same session where we had a discussion about PvP in the break?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, good times.
Where we decided we weren't going to PvP. Let the record show. So, tying into this theme, what was the most unexpected choice you made? What choice did you make as a player that you didn't expect to make at all, and why? The why, I'm not sure if it refers to why you didn't expect to make it or why you made that choice, but I'll accept both versions. Like, at what point did your character surprise you as the person playing your character? I see a lot of doubt there. I'll go first. I did not expect Blue Tongue to be as flirty as he was, but I couldn't help myself. It's like, so you're an archfey, you've been around for millennia, you do nothing but prank people. Why wouldn't you make dirty jokes at every point in time. Like this is not a character who would take themselves seriously or anyone else seriously, and would just risk everything for a bit of fun.
I actually
Alright.
have one that. Oh, sorry.
Oh, after you, I do insist.
Thank you. I have actually one that's thematically in that ballpark. I don't know where you are on the screen. Which is whenever somebody making a dirty joke or being a bit sexual, Kai really surprised me in having no clue what that was. Just none. Like, normally, my characters are quite sure of themselves, as I am quite sure of myself in general. But Kai, they grew up in the woods. They have no idea. And I was like, yeah, that tracks. But for some reason, that surprised me, since I, believe it or not, never quite thought about their sexual education during character creation.
I actually thought it was really fun when because I think you had some weird accusations of flirting with your hunter mentor at the start that you completely missed, because Kai would have completely missed those. And then my other favorite part was when Bluetone was making all those dirty snow people. And Kai was just like, what are those snow people doing? Sam, you had Graham, sorry. You had a thing.
We're the same thing at this point. We've merged. I'm in my final form. I think mine was sending my mom. I didn't think Sam was going to reach out to Sam's parents at all in the length of the campaign. Not because, things were necessarily terrible, but because Sam... When I first created the character, the goal I had for Sam was someone finding themselves in this bit of identity crisis and trying to find who they were and who they're going to be for the rest of their life. Very much trying to find their place in the world. And as this campaign kind of moved along, it became less of that and more of narrowing down. Like, Sam was very aggressive and direct with choices. It was always, I'm going to jump over the cliff, or jump over the ravine. I'm going to confront the harpies. I'm going to save the dryad. I'm going to cure being a werewolf. It was always very direct routes. And over the course of this, I wanted it to be a general guiding of Sam realizing that sometimes you just let things be and leave it in others' hands. And I think that's why I chose the ending for Sam that I did, it was Sam realizing that, life happens and goes on, and taking a direct route has never necessarily benefited them.
That's, yeah, whoa. Have to follow that up now. I think for Pris, actually, because mine is really silly. Like, Pris, I had a fairly... I was sort of hoping that not sort of hoping. I wasn't sure I never have a strict idea of where my character is going to go. I sort of knew I wanted Pris to eventually become Prestige, and I didn't quite, and that was partly on me, I know, not making that transition as strong as I wanted to, but I also didn't feel like it was right for Pris to make that as quickly. Because she's still this nerdy librarian, and I love that about her. But I think Prestige is a little more confident, and I think we did get a little bit of that by the end. But I think one of my unexpected choice for Pris was her hatred of teenagers. Her absolute distaste. That was, I think, the most unexpected thing. I'm like, I didn't know she hated teenagers, but she does. Yeah, Noah V totally does that for sure. I honestly, that was the most unexpected choice for Pris.
I love how that became a running thing.
Yeah.
There's children. Send in Pris. She will
it's not
terrify
children.
them, and they shall behave.
It's not
you
children.
Still called them children.
I know. Teenagers.
But you did. Yes. You hated every teenager you met.
It's specifically teenagers. Little kids, fine. Love them. Teenagers can go fuck themselves. Yeah, that was my favorite.
I think for Welby, it was actually how much we relied on Blue Tongue to do everything. Because it kind of... them relying on Blue Tongue means that Welby was aware of the powers they had, but never really embraced them and tried to use them on their own. So instead just relegated back to Blue Tongue to like, you do it for me. You fix the problem. I can't do it.
He was very reliant. Okay.
So reliant.
I have a question for Anik, if that's okay.
I mean, I have three more questions for you, but sure, go on.
Okay. Was Welby's memory modified in regards to the deal that Welby made with Blue Tongue originally?
No. It was not. I will say that Welby may have been... Welby mainly remembers that one specific encounter where he got the beans and signed the contract. But Blue Tongue may have been around previously to feed Welby particular tales and groom him into being a good bean, pun intended. Like some of some of the reasons that this was one of the folktales Welby knew best was because Blue Tongue made sure it was one of the folktales Welby knew best.
That's why Pris is like out for blood when it comes to Blue Tongue. Like, Pris is like, stop fucking with my friend. Rage.
Oh yeah.
Honestly, single biggest disappointment in this campaign that we don't get to work that smug.
No. We'll do that for Extra Life next year. We'll have a get together where we just beat the shit out of Blue Tongue. It's the reunion.
Level 20 reunion.
I guess so. 22 is amazing.
If people donate enough money, I will happily run a level 20 one-shot you versus Blue Tongue.
Yeah.
I'm good with that.
I'm gonna be like, divine intervention. It just happens. I'm level 20.
Yeah.
I mean, you're
Divine
fighting a
intervention,
demigod, so whatever. Goat wants to know which Fey deal made was your favorite.
Didn't Sam make a deal to take his clothes off or something?
Yes.
Yes.
That was my favorite one. Many reasons.
I would like to undress for my bath. Say please.
That was such a good one.
Let's
Oh
stick
my
the
god.
video. Like, oh, that Blue Tongue. Oh, that established them for me. That was delightfully disgusting.
Mine is still the... I don't want the reward, just give me mushrooms.
Yep. I mean, that magic bowl of weird mushrooms served you well.
That
Yeah.
carried the campaign.
Especially when people took it from you and you didn't know it. Because you lost your memory eating a mushroom.
Mm-hmm.
I think my favorite one was turning the kid into a tiefling and like an adult tiefling that scared the shit. Like the one that Sam made is my
Yeah.
favorite.
Where he suddenly had to worry if his father was going to mount his horns over the fireplace.
Oh,
Yep,
kid.
that was a whole interaction that was super fun.
I had so much fun with that.
To be fair, the phrasing makes it sound like the deal was just to turn the kid into the tiefling with no other context.
I mean, it was to like make the kid alive and to heal him, and it was a very, but like just.
I mean, if
See,
you
that
use
makes
the
it better.
reincarnate spell, you roll for the.
I did. I
Yeah.
rolled a tiefling.
You sure did.
My favorite deal that wasn't a Fey necessarily, but I think it was my favorite deal we made as a party, was hands down Welby agreeing to give magic items to Kled for Kled to leave the city alone. And
Yeah.
just cursed item after cursed item after cursed item.
Yeah, but you had so many cursed items. Like, no party
so
had so
many.
many
I
cursed
wonder
items.
why.
Like,
Yeah, I wonder why, Anik. Oh, you find 4 tiaras in the wood that are magical. They're all cursed.
I can't
No,
believe
you
the
left
only
the
non-cursed
you left
item.
the
We left
uncursed
the
items
one
behind.
The
You
focus,
left
the
the uncursed
focus.
item in the woods.
It was a druid focus, and our druid didn't want it. It had no use.
There were, in general, there were uncursed options that you just walked past.
And to be fair, I
The
did
mood
seek out
suggested-
cursed items in the bargain bin.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, Welby absolutely
like you
picked up
could have you
cursed
could have ignored those.
Yeah.
Like
that
you
was
could
my
have ignored
concern.
the sulfur-smelling basement with the cracked magma steps leading down. That was
Pretty
like
sure we
that was a
can't.
choice.
But why
Physically,
would
I'm
we
pretty
do
sure
that,
we
though?
physically can't.
I don't think you're capable of it. All right. A little more negative. Every character's, not players, but characters' least favorite encounter.
Flame elementals.
I mean, it's fair. I mean, you got
Burned alive
flambéed real
twice.
good. You got flambéed real good.
Yeah.
Sam.
Also fair.
Oh, yeah.
But he tasted so good.
Yeah, that was a rough encounter.
Fuck you.
I think the Banshee for sure was Pris's least favorite.
I died.
Just because like it was the parents and they weren't listening, and also just the way that one went down with Sam finally like going to blows after, and I think part of it was too, and like I actually like from a roleplay perspective it was a really fun encounter for a lot of reasons, but I know also there was that like frustration of like Sam's doing all the talking and then suddenly he goes ham, and like Pris is like, why won't you let me get a word in edgewise? I could have fixed this because I'm charming AF, but
The
like,
day
and so-
Sam lost it.
so
Yeah.
so that was definitely Pris's least I think that was the point when Pris actually yelled at Sam.
It was right after I resurrected, which was immediately after that
Yeah.
fight.
I as a role player, and I hope Graham you felt that too. Like it was
Oh,
like
yeah.
it was so great. And like
Was
Yeah,
the first
but-
time Pris really like got mad at a party member like after the fight was over? I remember this was like in break. There was a little. I'm about to go ham on your ass, and I'm sorry, but Pris needs to get this out.
Yeah.
And,
Oh, yeah,
and Graham was just like, "Yes, please."
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Like, I will never
'Cause
turn
you were
on
like you were all in the temple together, and Pris just unloaded something that had been building. It was so
I believe
good.
that was the first day where the entire party realized, oh goddamn, Pris is scary.
Oh,
Yeah.
There's a reason charisma also feeds into intimidation.
yes.
The
So
reason
yeah,
is
that,
Pris.
'Cause
So yeah, that was Pris's least favorite, even though I loved that whole sequence, and you know, I pretty much anything that y'all, especially like Sam's poor decisions sometimes were like led to some really cool, really fun stuff. So yeah.
Welby?
Let's see. I think if not the valley bugs, it would be Blue Tongue in the cave. Because for Welby, Blue Tongue in the cave meant Blue Tongue wasn't just that was the I think that was the first point where Blue Tongue wasn't just messing with Welby, he was directly interacting with everyone in the group.
It was the first time other people heard his voice
Yeah.
Actually,
when you were wandering around the quarry, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because it's one thing if it's all on Welby, you know. Welby doesn't mind taking the consequences for his own actions, but once other people get involved, that's when it's like, oh no.
It's fair. All right, and then we have the last two questions, which are pretty similar. So I am going to mix these two together because it's basically, and I like this one extra in this campaign because you all started as level 0 villagers, which is the first time I've done this, where you started like you're not an adventurer yet, you just sort of live here and you have a job. and then things happened, and then after you saved some people and met your first fey creature and walked through trees, you became adventurous and you got your class levels. So the question basically boils down to, if your characters weren't the classes they are, what would their alternate class be?
Barbarian.
We already know Sam's a wizard.
I was gonna be wizard.
Funnily enough, I had built Welby up to be a ranger initially. That's why he has relatively good defense for a warlock.
There.
I would have loved to see Ranger
I
Wolf again.
know.
Yeah.
Pris was also when I had initially created the character, she was also like, I was debating between wizard and bard at the time. I because I played prestige in a one shot before as a bard, that was always sort of where I was leaning to, but I wanted to keep that option open, especially with the whole librarian aesthetic. Like wizard was sort of the obvious option.
Mm-hmm. I missed what Swapper said at the start.
Sorry.
I said, very sure of myself, I said barbarian, but now
Yeah.
I'm actually second guessing that. Because I know that was character-wise in the options, but then I in my pretensions, looked at it and going, yeah, it's obvious, isn't it? I think there was also ranger as an option, and I believe wizard.
Yeah. Well, when we were first making our characters, you and I had that debate because we both were like, we should both play druids, and then we were like, wait a minute, we can't have two druids.
Yeah.
Whoops, 3 wizards.
Yeah, we had
Imagine if we had had 3 wizards and a ranger.
Like originally, I wanted to turn Welby into a Beastmaster Ranger with a Warthog pet mount.
Oh, yes.
That would have been really good.
Oh, that actually explains. Sorry, that actually explains Kai's weirdly high intelligence, which was always a bit of a mystery.
It was a little weird for someone who can't read specifically.
Yeah, D&D
Yeah,
is
but you-
weird because intelligence is in education, basically, and that's just
Yeah,
not
no,
what
it's
intelligence
education,
is.
not basic smarts, which are apparently your wisdom.
Yeah, I guess.
Apparently.
Mm-hmm.
I
But
mean,
then investigation is apparently intelligence. So.
I'm not gonna lie, the big bad was always gonna be an archfey.
Oh.
Unexpected.
So now do we get to ask you questions?
I was gonna say, it is 10, so technically we should end, but
We should get 5 minutes.
Alright, fine, ask me anything.
Only 5 minutes more.
Go on,
Only
ask
5
me
minutes.
anything.
Okay.
Anything?
Let me think of something.
Anything.
Oh no, I got one. Okay.
Go on.
So, had this gone on longer, would we have met Pris's parents?
Yes.
Do you know where they are?
Yes. I have stat blocks for your parents.
Okay.
Were we gonna fight her parents?
No, you weren't going to fight them, but I wanted to know like their persuasion and their deception. So I statted out the rest of them as well.
Okay.
Anik, what choice or moments that we had during the campaign were those, oh shit, I didn't prep for this moment for you, where you were thrown in for a loop?
I don't prep. So all of them. Like I don't
Good answer.
fucking prep. That's I
fair.
go with whatever you throw at me. So I couldn't make a list. I'd have to go back to like episode 1 and start like a running tally.
That's fair.
Ooh, I have one. What was the deal with the werewolf? I basically just pushed to you and said, "You do what you want with it. It bit me. That's all I know." Was that something you had planned?
Yes. I'd like that you murdered him in your epilogue. I had a name for him, but it's in my booklet over there somewhere. He is actually someone known to Callista, who just helped you integrate with your werewolf. They were, so backstory alert. Cue overthinking things. So him and Callista were in the army together. And the opposing force actually had lycanthropists in their ranks specifically to fuck over the opposing army. So it was basically terrorism instead of regular warfare. They would send lycanthropes across the lines at night to bite people and get the opposing army like infighting and questioning who's been bitten, who hasn't, because people always usually like hide the truth because that's how you get zombie movies. So him and Callista actually got bitten as part of the same army unit, but Callista went away where she integrated with her wolf and became, again, pretty happy. Like her and her wolf have birthday parties. They're pretty chill together. Whereas the person who ended up biting you did the whole hiding the bite, hiding everything, shunning society, trying to live so far away from society in the woods that they wouldn't make victims. But there's no such thing. And you were, unfortunately, one of the people they came across. But they tied into Callista.
I feel slightly more bad about killing them than I should.
I mean,
Hey, you'll have a lot of centuries to think about it.
Yeah.
Just a lot of
Just
Oh
sit
my
with that for
God.
2,000 years. You'll work it out.
I have
The
a
thing is,
question.
that's like half my lifespan.
I have a question. What was the big prank?
Yes, talking cat head. Sorry.
Give me your answers now.
What was the big prank? So, assuming no one's gonna pay us to make that a one shot, it ties into the doppelganger bar you were in a little. They basically want you to impersonate the prince consort of the Rose Court and mess with the Shining Princess.
Ooh.
It's a whole lot of oof.
It's a
I want to
whole lot
see
of
all the plots now.
Yeah, I'm excited to
wanna
play
meet-
Samander's kids, all three of them in this one
Sorry,
shot.
I want to meet Pris's parents. I want to go
I
and see
know.
the
I'm
Shining Princess. I want to go
sorry.
into the army and fuck them over. Come on.
I didn't have a job. I'm sorry.
How dare you seek employment,
okay.
you bloody productive
Ugh,
member of society?
Capitalism.
I hate it.
I will say Pris's parents, like, they're 50% wholesome good beans and 50% why are you even with them?
Fair.
There.
I do want. Are there any Uncaged modules that you wanted us to get to that we didn't?
So we basically fast forwarded through of werewolves and birthday parties.
Yeah. I didn't realize that was an Uncaged, but that's brilliant.
I changed it a little, but yes, the
Wow.
Callista is in of werewolves and birthday parties where you basically like you encounter a new werewolf who needs help finding Callista to make sure she doesn't get killed by her village but becomes an integrated werewolf. I'm sad, like you're short-ish now, but there's a lot of underwater ocean-based modules. I can't think of the name right now, but there was one where you go into an underwater Greek temple to help a sea hag that I would have loved to run. Just the art makes me want to run it, but then the whole storyline was great, and it's not quite a labyrinth and it's not quite a puzzle, but it's still half a mystery, and I love everything about the module. I was very sad I never got you like into the water.
Half a mystery. That would have taken a season.
I know, you're so slow. Like, I love you, but you're so slow.
Ah, this side closet. Let's check for clues.
I'm gonna pray
Sure.
to my archfey deity and make a really bad deal so I know everything about this closet now.
That's
How
what we
how
would
long
This
were you
is
expecting to spend on each module?
I'm sorry, what was the last bit?
How long were you expecting us to spend on each module?
It depends a little on the module, but the one that stands out as taking much longer than expected was the one in Marfan with the Banshee, and the
yeah.
children. I thought 2 episodes. That turned out to be like 5 in the end, I think. And then you also managed to take a shopping episode and make it 3.
To be fair, in
So-
the end, we never did leave Webquest.
No,
Nope.
but like even before Wavecrest, you stuck around at the place you got
Oh, yeah, that
Sir,
other
Sir
place.
Wilfred and Beatrice. Like that
Oh,
took
that
a
one was
lot
lovely.
longer.
Where we
than
got the cursed items and stuff too.
Yep.
Yeah,
Hex!
Yeah.
I didn't even include Sir Wilfred in my eulogy.
No, Sir Wilfred.
Sir Wilfred overthrows the country.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Sir Wilfred now runs.
Sir Wilfred deals with the
small-
army.
A small
Yeah.
communist Marxist fiefdom.
Yep.
Oh.
Is he
Sounds
still a
about
sir?
Hello, sir. Like that's his name, not a title. Don't be judgmental.
I am.
But no, there were a few. There's a few. I think the one with the harpies I thought would last at least a session less. That's fine. Like again, I don't feel like any of the time was wasted. It just made me go. So we're dropping this module and we're dropping this module.
Was that the one where? Was it Kai who nearly walked off a cliff?
Yes.
Yeah.
That would have changed things.
Yes.
That was Sam's only majestic dexterity saving throw that I made the entire campaign.
Dangerous
Was
encounter. That was
jumping
such a-
over a ravine and getting like an
Such a
18, and I was like,
stupid,
I'll never do better than
dangerous
this.
Yeah. No, that was good timing though, because that was the harpies were lethal.
Oh yeah, I went down in that fight.
That was
Yeah.
so dangerous.
That was one of many times Sam went down this campaign.
So that's the other thing. A lot like
We did a real bad job of protecting the cleric, y'all.
I nearly killed you a lot more often than I thought I would, because in general, I put you against things of a lower CR than you should have been able to deal with, even for non-optimized characters. But then I kept rolling 20s, you kept rolling 4s, and here we are.
Yeah.
Challenge rating is a lie.
I mean, also my AC was a 10.
Oh my god,
So-
I was so
50%
happy
of
when
hitting
you
me
bought armor.
regardless.
I was so happy when you bought armor.
Oh
I
yeah.
remember a few times.
Unoptimized characters are not viable if you're not
Yeah.
adjusting.
No, but there's
For
like
it.
there's non-optimized, but nothing in your stats should have gotten you killed as much as it did. You probably should have gone, I need to buy armor, or I need
Well, we
to
didn't get
find
starting
a
gold.
wand of mage armor, or we need to do something sooner.
I remember a few times where Kai tried to act as the tank and was just ignored by the monsters in favor of the guiding bolt machine.
Yep.
Which makes
That was
sense,
the
but
other
we're just, that was such a nice picture. Just come at me. Come on.
But that's the thing, like you can puff up and be a big scary wolf, but then someone does 66 damage. Who are they gonna go for?
Look, I can
It's
try.
basic. It's like, I don't know how many people here or watching have played World of Warcraft. You have those nice threat meters. Like
Pulled aggro
everything,
too much.
absolutely everything Sam did pulled more aggro than just turning into a wolf and going.
Yeah.
Then there was
First
where we
round of
basically
combat,
wanted
I
to
always
befriend
upcast
everything.
like my most damaging spell because I was like, I'm only gonna get one turn. Right? I'm only gonna get 2 turns. Gotta
I'm not
maximize
saying-
damage.
I get both options. Like, yes, you want to do the absolute most damage you can do, but that's also going. Like, there's this giant red arrow, like, dancing above your head, going, this one, this
Okay.
one, this one,
Yep.
this one.
Do clerics get
And then
mage
somewhere
armor?
off in the distance, you have
No.
Welby going, pew, and hiding behind the corner.
Clerics get
Honestly-
regular armor and that's it.
Honestly, probably Welby was the nicest character in this entire campaign. I'm pretty sure
Oh,
Welby
yeah.
could have just walked out of every fight and the monsters being like, "See you
Hands
next week."
down.
Yeah, see you around, Governor.
That's so nice. Welby was such a genuinely nice person.
It was Welby
Prince
the
was-
really nice halfling, and the rest of the assholes they travel with attacking everyone.
I mean, Pris was the Disney princess trying to keep it all together, because Welby was also the really nice warlock who then stole the gems from the dragon horde.
Oh my god.
Like, you were doing okay, and then Welby just sort of, like, exploded every viable diplomatic option.
I
Because
remember
we stopped
that.
babysitting.
Yeah,
That was
We
when Chris
specifically
was
were
shouting
like,
at the
"I'm not looking
teenagers,
for
wasn't
Welby."
it?
it
Yeah.
was one of, no, Pris shouted at several groups of teenagers. Don't
There were
Don't
at least
pigeonhole
2
her.
that I know of.
Yeah. So we shouted at the teenagers that broke the window, and then we shouted at them again to go find the gems that Welby had hidden around town.
Because he wanted to make an Easter egg hunt
Yep.
Yep.
with Dragon Horde.
Yep.
Yep.
But the
It's a
thing
miracle we didn't die. To say
Yeah,
the
I
least.
was 100% prepared for Sam to die that episode. I was like, we're
Yeah.
all dead.
I
There's
remember-
nothing we can do.
I mean, you
remember
went
me
down
and,
twice the next
I
episode.
was also thinking about everyone in the group, except for Welby, suspected it was a dragon horde. Yet no one relayed that to Welby. That hey, maybe
No one
that's a
tells
dragon
Welby
horde.
anything.
I exactly know the reason why, though, because I don't know with whom I discussed this. I was under the impression that if we tell Welby it's a dragon horde, 50-50 chance Welby goes, dragon horde? That's where they steal from in the stories. Let's go steal something from the dragon. Or,
Yeah, it was a
you know,
lost
that's what
cause
they
regardless.
They
That's
like to
where
hunt.
Bilbo got the really cool ring.
Yeah.
Steal.
I also remember me and Graham before the battle being completely taxing and going like, okay, how do we come out of this alive? Because we are dead.
Oh, you were strategizing so hard.
Oh yeah, our only, I
That's
think
also
what
the
we
week
came
where I
up with
pitched
was
my-
both run out of the entire town and try and make as much distance and hope Welby gets burned in the the fight.
Absorb elements. We had I
Yep.
believe sanctuary. We had
Yep.
options.
We
But that's
had,
also the week where I pitched my backup character to Nick.
Oh
Yes.
yeah.
You, spoiler alert, you are not the only one. Alright, so it's 1:15. Are there any super urgent questions you have left for me about stuff I might have hidden from you in the campaign? I mean, I hid a lot from you, but whatever.
Favorite cursed item?
Oof.
What is your favorite cursed item? Why is it the bowl of mushrooms?
No, but the bowl of mushrooms wasn't cursed. It literally did what it was designed to do. It was fey mushrooms, and you roll a D100 for weird shit.
It's my definition of cursed.
I see. For me, the favorite cursed item never got used in its cursed way because you finally identified it and got rid of it. But I was I was just waiting for Pris to use a high enough level spell and noticed that shiny pinky ring on her horn was going to nullify her magic. I love that ring. Just as an object that exists in D&D, because it's great. It gives you amazing bonuses.
It's so good.
Until you try to use your shit, and then it just sort of goes,
Yeah.
"Oh, honey, no."
Luckily, I got rid of it before I could use
And
it.
there goes your spell.
Yep.
I love that ring. I'm very sad it didn't get used properly.
Or did it? It was great until I had no need of it anymore.
Yes, I mean it made you very careful.
And Nick
Yes.
said it wasn't used incorrectly.
Yes.
Correct.
But the ring that gave Pris her golden freckles is my favorite cursed item.
I like that one.
I like that one.
I'm sorry. Welby's bloody flying fey crown with golden with rainbow hair and fairy
Oh yeah,
wings.
no, I love that one, but not as
I just
much as
remember
that ring.
one.
I don't think Sam attuned to a single cursed item this entire campaign.
No, you put yours in a little baggie and walked away.
I had the pocket of cursed items and I just kept
You had
putting
the
things
pocket
in
of
it.
cursed
We're
items.
gonna look at this again.
I like how Mare asks favorite Pop Tart. I still don't know what a Pop Tart is. You haven't explained it. You just linked me to a box of something that looks inedible.
Pop
believe
Tart?
it's
Are they a
a
sandwich or are they
toast.
ravioli? You decide.
Right, and with that, Anik,
pie.
please.
take
Pop-Tarts
take
are
me away, Nick.
pies.
Take me
Take
away.
us
Yeah, how about we just end Uncaged now? Curse late-stage capitalism that forces all of us to jobs. Curse the roundness of the earth that causes time zones. And, I know. I mean, look,
Boy, you're stuck with me.
And
I'm trying
Uncaged
to-
2022.
I'm trying to plan a new campaign, and I have to pick Swapper as a player just for time zone's sake. It's not because they're a great role player. I just have to. I do love you in my own
Unheard.
spec. Yeah, there's a heart around there, maybe somewhere. I think most people pretend it's here.
Swapper, you can still get out of it. You can still
Yeah,
say
that
no.
works.
You can always say no.
I can't say no. I'm physically unable to.
There you go.
Has held up in court so far. Anyway, goodbye.
We'll see
take
you
care, everyone.
when I finish casting my Vision campaign. How about we do like sign-offs
will.
properly? Like we're already
yeah.
we're super fucking late. Finish it properly.
Okay.
Do
Hi,
call
everyone.
out. Do sign-offs. No,
Hi,
no,
everyone.
no. Lady Dame, why don't you start?
Oh, me. Okay. Hi, everybody. I'm Lady Dame. You can find me. I have had the immense pleasure of playing Prestige. I am you can find me everywhere on the internet at the Lady Dame. Let's see. I don't think I'm in any new TTR. No, that's not true. As far as TTRPGs, I am going to be in Mothership on Eva Series channel on Sunday at like stupid early in the morning, I think. 8 a.m. Pacific. I can't remember what time elsewhere, but I believe that's true.
I think that's
I
by
am
like 4 p.m. or something. I don't
Yeah.
even know.
I am also in a podcast called Of Black Glass. We're a little late on episode 8. That's supposed to come out sometime this week. I'm not 100% sure. But we just had our first like PC romance situation happen, and there's fabulous art for it and everything, and it's wonderful. And so we're only on up to episode 7, so if you haven't had a chance to check that out, I highly recommend it. I'm in another podcast that's coming out eventually, but I think I just recorded like episode 4 of it, and so who knows when that's happening. But I think that's all that I'm in, like as far as TTRPGs coming up. I'm also a late night variety streamer on Twitch. I am the host of the infamous Smutty Saturdays, where you can catch me and a bunch of friends reading terrible, horrible, no good, very bad smut on Saturdays at 9 p.m. Pacific. This upcoming week, we're going to be doing some Lord of the Rings smut, and I'll be joined by Eva Serrate, Jess, aka Beano Banjo, and Derek Sword. It's going to be a good time. I also read, it's theater month on my channel, so I'm reading The Phantom of the Opera. I'm playing a game called Elsinore. And I am running my own charity one-shot TTRPG called Us, using the Opera House system, which if you're a theater person at all and haven't had a chance to check it out, I highly, highly recommend it because it was written with a lot of love by somebody who knows the backstage world very, very well. So that's going to be coming up at the end of this month. It's going to be great fun. And that's me.
I'm sorry, I was posting Lord of the Rings pickup lines. Wild.
Yes, hello. I'm Wild at Wild Engineer on Twitch and Twitter. Yeah, I think this is my last online game for the foreseeable future. But I guess you can catch me in the last couple games left on the Powered by the Players podcast, where we are playing Crossroads Carnival. So yeah, that's fun. I also have a character there who eats things they really should not be eating.
Look, depending on whether or not you are playing the Vison things I'm planning on playing, I mean, I'm also probably going to be casting a Ryutama campaign, so if you like dragons and shit, maybe we need to talk. Maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Just saying. Anyone who isn't Graham.
Everybody hurts.
Swapper, this is your
Hi
moment.
everybody, I'm Grim,
Go.
and today I can't do Grim voice. I don't know. I tried but I failed miserably. Hello, I'm Swapper. You can find me on Twitter under @GreatSimplicity, where I'm currently posting nothing. I'm great at adverts. On that note, I have been playing Kai for the last time today. I'm so sad. But you can find me on one other thing.
Ending.
Excuse me. I know, it just feels surreal. My calendar is opening up precariously. Anyway,
Look, you're in Vison. You're European. You don't have a choice.
that's one game.
How do you feel about Ryutama?
How do you feel about no sleep and staying up at 4 a.m. for us?
No, fuck your campaigns.
Americans.
They start at 3 a.m. That's tech at 2:30.
It's actually my genuine dislike for America that prevents me from staying up. However that works. Anyway,
Also fair.
speaking of genuine dislike for America, I can't do that one. I have no idea why that's a bridge now. Every second Saturday, so this Saturday, you can find me on Eva Serate's Twitch channel, where we are playing, and I'm GMing, a D&D 5e urban campaign called City of Shadows, where currently the players are tasked with, preventing the dead from destroying the entire bloody city, because somebody threw a glass bottle. Don't loiter. Litter, not loiter. Don't loiter and don't litter.
I'll loiter if I want to. All right, Graham, go on. Do your thing. So we're ignoring our favorite moments because, it's already a summary episode.
Yeah. Hi everyone, my name is Graham, or Graham Crackers with a Z. You can find me on Twitter at GrahamCrackers1 with a Z. You can find me playing every Friday as Gaharis Nerthos in the Gold Chain Investigation campaign on my own Twitch channel, which is Graham Crackers with a Z. You can also find me DMing every Tuesday, where I DM 2 campaigns in my homebrew world of Anarian, Anarian's Rest, and Shards of Anarian. Tune in for episode 3 of Anarian's Rest this upcoming Tuesday at 7:30 p.m. Outside of that, every other Saturday, I play on Polished
7:30
Cryptids
p.m. what, Graham?
Eastern Standard.
Use time zones like an adult.
The default original American
No,
time
fuck
zone.
you. CET is the original default. In other words, GMT.
Nah, that's false. The original 13 colonies were ET.
Can I have that in Greenwich time, please?
But anyways,
GMT. It is literally GMT.
Nope.
Anyway.
But anyways, you can find me on Polished Cryptids channel every 8 p.m. Eastern Standard, or 8:30, playing Mavrin Minados in our Pirate Nautical campaign, in which I may or may not get a pirate boat. Goals. Outside that, you can find me on various other channels playing various other games. There are a lot in the works. I will be on a talk show on the 18th on a channel. I'm not going to tell you where, though. You'll have to find me.
It's a treasure hunt.
And then you'll find me in May
treasure.
on Dimples and Dice for 4 sessions of D&D.
Ooh, very fancy.
That's all I got.
I think that leaves me. My name is Anik. You can find me on Twitter at Anikster whenever I remember Twitter exists. I play a lot of stuff, but I also have a calendar opening up soon because I've been weird about planning. For now, I am also in Mothership with Lady Dame next Sunday. I will be playing an android called The Collective, who is not your friend and does not care about the loss of robotics, and it's going to be great. And then the 24th, I will be DMing a game of Monster of the Week over on Graham's channel because we're doing Indie Month, where we're playing a lot of stuff that isn't 5th edition because, you know, there's a lot of good stuff out there. And then I think I'm the one closing out Indie Month, the 30th, with a system I really, really love because it's sunken, which means everyone knows they're dead at the start. And we're having a fun little horror religion nautical theme. I have an amazing cast and I'm very, very excited. And then I'm going to be slightly more wholesome. I'll be in a Genesis game over on Caitlin's channel for her birthday, May 2nd, GM'd by Dax. And that's it for stuff I have planned. I want to run a Vision campaign. Will be on Eva Sarit's channel, but I have to get people and time. And it's going to be so hard. It's also going to be great. And then maybe at some point I'll be able to run another Ryojama campaign. But I also really love 5th edition. If you're looking for someone to play in stuff or DM stuff and your time zone is even remotely European friendly, as long as the pandemic is happening, I don't have a life. Just hit me up. I am like, there's a really good chance I'm available until most of the world gets vaccinated. I think that's it for us. I'm stalling. I don't want Uncaged to end. I had so much fun with this.
Me too.
But we kind of have to.
No.
So we're just gonna, I think we're just gonna go, in my case, say goodnight because it's 10:30 and we're way over time. And
I know.
And on that note,
that seems to cover the sentiment very well. And with that sad meow, good night, everyone. Be good to each other. And don't forget yourself.